You're listening to M.T.V.B. Podcast. Movies, TV, video and board games. This show may contain swearing.
Welcome to a brand new episode of the M.T.V.B. podcast, the podcast that talks about my four favourite subjects, and that's movies, TV shows, video games, and board games. I'm your host, Anty, as well as most people know me as the Ant-Man, and welcome. We did it, guys. Yes. Season 4.
We're back, baby.
Amazing. Just the usual big thank you to everyone that listens and support. You know, it goes so far for us, and we really can't thank you enough for listening. This week's episode, well, we started last year, 2 seasons ago, with our top movies of that year. It's a new year, so we're going to start with our top 5 movies of the 2021. I'm joined by a bunch of guys that I'd like to talk about movies. Guys, introduce yourselves around the table, please.
Hi guys, it's Gal, aka Grey Fox.
Hey, it's Goku. I'm back, season 4, baby. Yeah.
Woo-woo!
He's back.
Hi, it's John, aka JK47.
Yes, guys, welcome back. Do you all have a good Christmas?
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. And a happy new year to you all. Happy 2022.
Oh, happy new year,
man. Everybody, same to you. Same to you guys.
Dude.
So, top movies of 2021. Have you guys got your lists ready? Was it a tough list, this one?
I think there's going to be a lot of clashes.
I think there will be.
No,
I think
I don't think so.
No.
He says that, he'd be like, the first one he picks is someone's number one.
Yeah, he's number 5 as someone else's number 1.
This is it, yeah, exactly. He usually does that. He usually says that.
I think we'll be alright. I think.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
definitely think we'll be alright.
Motherfucker.
I might spoil 1 or 2 people's number ones, but
But guys, no, it's nice to see you back. You know, we've had our little break, and now we're back here for our 10
in the studio.
We're doing 10 episodes this season, aren't we? Yeah, we'll do 20 more for the next one.
Yeah.
So if everyone listened to season 2 was more of a roundup for 2020, wasn't it? We did our favourite shows, our favourite films.
Yeah.
This season will be very much like that, and then obviously next season will be with better subjects, better topics.
Yes.
But yeah,
100%.
so we'll get to the question straight away. So seeing last year, we were still kind of in lockdown this time last year. We were still doing podcasts over the internet and stuff. It was a tough time to start with. Did you think that cinema was ever going to get back to reopening and actually getting back to... You know, it's kind of slowly going to normality now. Did you think that was ever going to happen last year, considering we had a rough start?
It's funny you said, because we had a conversation. I remember me, you, Big J having a conversation like it could, be the end of cinema. I remember.
Yeah, but he was only in the conversation because he bought shares in Cineworld.
Bold move.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think there was some sort of people. We were kind of worried to some degree, I reckon.
Yeah.
But I was always like. I don't think it was actually going to go way.
Yeah, I mean, I was optimistic. I think I said that it would come back, but I think it was a bit slower than I expected. But
that's right.
It's probably the start of the decline.
Yeah,
I reckon. But
it was, it was literally like a wave, wasn't it? Because we come out of Christmas thinking, and I think Christmas time was the hardest lockdown that we had, where it was literally like, okay, things are not going well, and we were just sitting at home and watching movies, and that's pretty much what it was. And I remember just thinking to myself, I miss being in an auditorium.
Yes,
right? Like I miss that.
In the conservative studio.
Exactly. So it was really refreshing to know. But then as 2020 went on, like there was a period where things got better, isn't it? And then this thing called Omicron came and kind of disrupted things a bit more. It's just like, what the
but I mean,
hell?
it was the perfect vehicle for the likes of Netflix and Prime.
Exactly.
They put so much money into films and so much stuff in the last, say, 2 years.
Definitely.
Has turned up literally on a stream.
That's why all the prices are going up now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I won't be surprised. Well, going off the subject, but I reckon the prices of them one day will be like 50 quid for Netflix and all that.
And people would pay for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because they know that.
And that's when I'll start Oh, no, I shouldn't say it.
Here we go. That's when you've watched Shares as well, have you?
No.
No, I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I honestly thought that it was going to be very slow because when we had 2020, the cinemas sort of opened for a bit, didn't they? They were playing old films, and we maybe had one new one.
We had Tenet.
That's right.
wasn't it?
That's what I'm saying. That was the only really new one we had.
Yeah.
Unhinged, something like that.
Yeah.
But I thought that was what we were going to start with, and then all these studios are like, no, it's coming out in March.
Yeah.
And this is definitely happening. It's like, well, we're still kind of in lockdown in March. Is this really going to work, sort of thing? But it actually turned out pretty good, and we got to see some stuff. But the next question was, did you actually get to see an awful lot in 2021? Not necessarily in cinema, but did you get to see much stuff to make a list at least?
Yeah.
All the times,
definitely.
I think like. The situation with COVID and stuff, I was surprised at how many movies came out and managed to come out and managed to see as well. So it wasn't like a normal year, but it was pretty good, like plentiful for like the year
For what it was.
for what it was. Definitely better than the previous year, I reckon. But we're never pleased, are we? We want more.
Exactly, yeah.
But I was kind of pleased.
Yeah, it's weird though, isn't it? Like, it's weird because you're thinking, new movie's coming out of cinema. I'm going to go to the cinema to watch it, and now it's like, oh, okay, it's going to be released, on whatever. Like, I have an Apple subscription, and a lot of the movies went to that, and you can premiere it at home for like $15.99. It's the same price, but I did that for a few movies at the same time.
But not $15.99 per person.
Yeah, exactly, per person.
Yeah.
Which kind of like weirdly kind of worked out, but at the same time, it just didn't feel the same as us meeting up and a message coming on a group saying, guys, we're going to cinema next week, and that excitement of going down and getting a slushy or whatever, having food
Icy,
sorry,
And a popcorn.
It's been a long lockdown. But it's been interesting.
I mean, this is the thing. Not everybody's got big telly, surround sound speakers, and even if you do, it still pales in comparison to the cinema.
Absolutely.
I think so. Anyway, I mean, I like to watch films on the bigger screen and the better sound stage than what I've got at home.
100%. Yep.
That's why I've got a Cineworld Unlimited card. I can go and see whatever films I want.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also have Netflix and Prime. So,
exactly.
It depends,
So much fucking choice.
But it's true, though.
It is, yeah.
We come back to what at the beginning of the question. There was a time when if you wanted to see the films, you had to go to the cinema. Now, you have got a choice. If you're prepared to wait a few months, you can watch it at home on your own television.
Yeah.
But for me, it depends on the film.
Or wait till it comes out on DVD.
What, live on DVD? You see this,
how weird is that DVD is like
it's gone now.
the new VHS now. It's
It's hardly. I was in like Tesco.
you get a filthy look at someone when someone says DVD and not Blu-ray.
He just gave me one now.
DVD, what? DVD?
Fucking filthy DVD.
Me and John's VHSs are DVDs. VHS, whereas DVD's your VHS. So that's eerie. It's only like 20 years ago DVD came out as well.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah.
And Blu-ray's going to go into that bit.
Exactly.
Not for a while, I would have thought. Not until like these 8Ks start coming out and stuff. Anyway.
Yeah.
I reckon something bigger than 8K is going to come out.
Yeah, we're kind of going off topic.
sorry.
So sort of a second part to that question is: do you think that 2021 made up for the long delays that we were having for? Like there was certain films I was waiting for, which obviously got delayed up until 2021. Did you think that they made up for that delay at all?
I think certain movies, depending on the movie. Actually, you know what? In general, it did, because it was like you have this anticipation, you're waiting for it, and then finally you go and see it, and that was exciting. And some of the movies were like, incredible. Yeah. But some was a bit of a letdown. We'll talk about that later.
Sure.
Movies, right? But yeah, I think it did. And especially, like, come to think of it now, when you think that the only movie that we kind of properly watched was Tenet in 2020, really, that's kind of what it was, wasn't it? The movie that actually did come out.
But then this year, you got a ton of stuff.
A few more, exactly. So it kind of piled on, and it kind of, especially during the summer period in between lockdowns, that was a good time to go and watch these movies. So, I think, I don't know about you guys, but I thought...
I mean, when it was getting pushed back, I think, was in the year before as well, and and we were like, oh man, this is getting ridiculous now. I think the worst one was James Bond. It got pushed back so
16,
bad.
18 months that got pushed back.
It's painful.
So it's just like, what? And like, at one point you were thinking, maybe these movies are just going to come out on like...
Well, no, because they were going to go through that phase where, because Amazon bought MGM, so there was this phase where that they were going to, was it going to go onto streaming service like John mentioned earlier on? So yeah, there's always this big thing, which is going to go to my next question actually, which is involving the HBO Max deal that they had last year. So did you guys actually get to watch most of these at home, or did you actually make the effort to go to the cinema for that at all?
Good question.
I don't know. In other words,
I can go first.
Go on. Go.
Me personally, I watched them at home. It was more accessible.
There
There
wasn't much in the cinema that I wanted to see last year anyway. So
of course
there were one or two, but I just didn't have the time.
They were all like delayed.
Yeah, exactly.
And then by the time they actually did come out late last year, or very late last year, in the case of a few of them, they were already about to go on to a streaming platform anyway.
By that point, they were already.
Well, this was the issue, isn't it? Because we had a lockdown, but we got to the point where we could see more than 6 people, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But the cinema still weren't open at the time, so something like Godzilla vs Kong had come out.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you remember we all had a gathering and we all watched it here and whatnot?
Yeah.
We only did that because that wasn't open. I'm sure we would have gone to the IMAX or something to go see that.
Exactly,
It was just like Gal said at the time, it was accessible for us, and we had no choice but to watch it at
for
home.
a couple of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think Mortal Kombat was another one as well. Yeah.
I didn't see that,
I actually remember that with the Godzilla and Kong, because we'd always say we're going to go and watch it, and it was still in lockdown. I remember, and I couldn't come down to Crawley on that day because I had work as well. But I remember finishing it, coming home, and watching it, and thinking it's great, but it's just not the same.
Not exactly.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's weird watching Big Gal versus Mrs. Gal.
I knew you were going to say that.
I was going to go.
I just knew it.
He was playing along with it though. We were all like watching it. Go on, Mrs. G. Go on, Big G. Go on.
That's a loser.
What about you, John? Did you say you watched some of it at home, or
I think I watched the films I wanted to see. I was happy to wait for.
yeah?
Well, not happy to wait for. I had no bloody choice. But but the thing is, I had enough faith in the films in the first place to know that they were going to be worth the wait.
Sure.
None of us had a choice. I mean, like you say, if the cinema's not open, you can't go.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it was just the fact that I was glad the film was coming at least at some point. And it will be not all the films are obviously worth the wait, but the ones I wanted to see, to me, they were worth the wait. So
Definitely.
Did you think it affected your experience watching it at home, or did you still have a good time with it watching it at home?
I still enjoyed watching it at home, but I would have enjoyed it more had I been in a cinema.
Yeah.
You would have enjoyed it with an icy.
Oh, of course.
Oh, definitely.
And good company.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah, because there's one of the movies, I don't know if it is on your list, guys. If it don't worry, like don't say anything.
I don't have a bleep button, so
yeah. For example, that
was really good.
That's really good. Yeah.
Don't say the name then. Just go beep beep.
No, go on, was it?
It's Justice League, the Snyder Cut.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
So the 4-hour epic, I would have loved to see that in the cinema. Thinking, I remember literally sitting at home and getting my snacks ready, and this was also during lockdown. We can see each other, and just sitting there, and I remember just having a mold on my sofa, my room smelling of cheesy Wotsits. At the end of it, it was just like I've been there for weeks because I was watching this movie.
Do you reckon you could sit in a cinema for 4 hours though?
See, that's the thing. I want to experience it because I've never done that. I've never done those epic marathons where you watch all Lord of the Rings one after another because they do that. But I have, and
it's not good.
It's not good. It's not good on the legs, right? You get
for me, it's my arse.
Yeah, I see that.
I get a numb bum if I've been sitting for more than 2 hours. It's like, but I have done.
Have you got any stories to tell us about that?
Like what?
About
having a numb bum?
Yeah.
Not really, no.
So you thought about it for a sec, mate. It could have been like, do you know what? I sat and watched the whole Lord of the Rings thing on my ass for 12 hours. Couldn't feel it or anything. That would have been good.
I probably have. But yeah.
Have you not got a story then?
No, not really.
I just have one story.
Not one story, no.
Okay.
A few.
It was obviously not very memorable.
There we go. Oh, damn it.
Nah, he didn't remember very well.
No.
So we'll come down to our last question, which isn't really about last year. It's about this year. Is there anything you're looking forward to?
One question. Sorry, just before I stop you there. Justice League, would you say that was last year?
Yeah, definitely last year.
Yeah.
Well, the Snyder Cut.
The Snyder Cut, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's footage that's interesting because I thought about that.
Potentially a film that came out the year before, right?
But it's not though because it didn't get released. That version of it didn't get released then.
Okay.
And it's not been funny. He has 2 hours and 20 minutes extra than the original.
Yeah.
So
it's a whole movie of extras, right? Yeah.
Fair enough.
But is there anything you're looking forward to this year? Is there any movies you want to you're super hyped up about? I think do you know what? I don't think there's an awful lot releasing in 2022. I think there's literally 2 films I'm looking forward to, which is obviously Batman.
Yeah.
Yes.
And obviously, and today, because we got a new trailer for it today, Jurassic Park. I can't wait.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Sign me up for that shit.
I think
Definitely.
there's more shows than films coming this year, I swear.
Yeah.
Most probably, yeah.
Definitely.
But don't forget, they need to like start wrapping, putting more, making more now, because they've had like nearly 2 year gap making movies, haven't they?
Exactly. That's what I was worried about, the blowback from it, because, there's me thinking in 2020 movies did come out, and there's us thinking, how are they still making this? But then you forget that this was shot 2 years ago. This was when things were normal.
They just delayed things.
Well, Batman was meant to be out 2 years ago, but it got delayed because
of COVID.
he got COVID, didn't he?
Oh yeah, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, he actually got it, didn't he?
Okay.
So
yes.
they had to delay it back and then do reshoots and stuff. So
wow.
Yeah.
It went through literally.
So, yeah.
Trauma.
I haven't even looked at a list of films coming out this year.
Yeah, that's it.
I think
There is
that's
a couple, but I can't remember the top of my head.
Right.
That's where the
If you
lack
can
of
think of it
commitment-
during the show, come
Yeah.
back at it later or something at the end sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm excited about
Go on.
Buzz Lightyear, the new Buzz movie.
yeah.
I don't know
the
why,
origin
I'm really-
story.
Yeah,
I don't get this. It's the origin story of a toy that
is actually a real astronaut.
Yeah.
which is weird. So the idea is that the toy
that has the Wayland
based-
Yutani symbol.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like Buzz Lightyear was obviously a toy based on a character in a TV show.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
So this Lightyear is based
the action.
On a
it's
toy-
it's a film about the toy of the story. So
It's basically the show in the film in the
It's
the
not
world.
the same because it's not
No,
Tim
it's
Allen.
It's not Tim
no,
Allen.
exactly. No, that's one thing. I mean, I want to see it,
Okay.
but I'm forever going to watch it thinking, I wish Tim Allen was doing it. I really do wish Tim Allen.
Can you think of any good stories about Tim Allen? No.
No. Go on. Well, you obviously did.
No. That's just Home Improvement. That's it.
Just remember, I'm
Oh, yeah, go
cheating.
for it.
Morbius.
Yes, Morbius.
Oh yes,
Doctor Strange Multiverse
Yes.
of Madness.
Multiverse.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yep.
See, now he's got a list coming
No,
up.
no.
He's googling cunt now.
Yeah,
Thor. That's meant to come out this year.
Is it this year?
What, the new Thor?
The Harry Potter film, yeah.
There's any Harry Potter
Oh
movie?
yes, it's the Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
It's not Harry
Yeah.
Potter essentially.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Fantastic Beasts Part 3.
You heard Gather, he's like, Harry Potter? Yeah.
The one without Johnny Depp now.
The others it could get pushed back, so I'm not going to mention. So there are quite a few. But this is the thing I can't remember top of my head.
No,
Yeah.
this is
Shit
what I'm
from
saying.
memory.
I mean,
Oh no, there's
I got less hype this year because obviously normally you get to the beginning, you think, great, all these films coming up. That's gone for me now. I need to see the list and go, actually, because I need to be reminded now that these films are coming because I've kind of like.
Is it because you're getting old?
No, it was it's because that's what the last 2 years have done.
Mickey's got a story about that.
There's less hype. There's
I'm joking, John.
There's less hype about it.
There is one more I forgot to mention was the director of The Lighthouse and The Witch is doing a film. It's called The Norseman. The
Yes.
Northman.
Oh, that's
Yes,
going to be
yes.
Yeah, I wanna
That-
see
I was
that.
go- I've got the
that's
name. I
gonna
was
be
going to say
amazing.
Viking film. or
Yeah,
whatever.
Northman. I can't remember.
Norseman, I
Norseman.
think.
Oh, that's going to be great.
I remember you showing the trailer. The
wanna see
Does
that.
of Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's such a good director.
Is there a
isn't he?
new Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
It is. It's
coming
on.
out?
Yeah,
I'm excited about that.
It's this week. No, it's next week.
Is it coming
Yeah,
out?
the 18th.
Oh man. Okay, that
It looks
didn't-
terrible.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
I still
looks
want to see
terrible.
it.
Yeah.
I still want to see it.
I'll still watch it because it's on
Because
Netflix
it's
today. I'm not going to
It's-
say about the
exactly.
paper and whatnot.
Yeah. No, not for you.
It's meant to.
Are you scared, isn't it?
It's meant to be a direct sequel to the original.
Yeah. Can you remember the first time you saw that film?
Yeah. Vaguely, yeah.
Can you? What did you see it in the 70s?
Yeah. Well, when it first came out, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Tell
yeah.
us about
Oh
it.
wow.
I didn't see it in the cinema though.
Oh right. Okay.
A friend of mine had a hooky copy of it. you know.
Hooky copy. Yeah.
So I watched it on an old VHS tape. Yeah, I remember watching that. So.
Was that it? I want to be more to that story.
Well, because it's so long ago, you know.
Yeah.
You're trying to set him up. I know what you're doing. He's trying to set you.
Guys, I'm out of questions on this. So, does anyone else have any other questions they want to put onto this at all?
2021. No, I don't know. Just reviewing the whole year. I don't know. It was a weird one. It was definitely
It was a bit weird. It was a bit in
right?
and out, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But we got to get we managed to get 2 seasons done, didn't we?
And we managed to get
Absolutely.
I managed to get top 5 in.
And a top 5
for the year.
Yeah, for the year.
Yeah.
So it's been good for COVID. Like I think what you said, it might be a struggle this year. But then I've been looking at that list. There are quite films scheduled to come out. So
I do think
whether they come out or get pushed back, there's a different story. So.
Are you going to make more of an effort this year to go?
Come on, it was just one episode, man. Dude, come on. Let that.
You run more shows
I
than
was
me.
like, do you want to take him to go see Uncharted? He's like, no, man, it's going to be shit. I'm going to watch it at home.
Stop.
I was like, I thought they'd be right, Pirelli.
Yeah, exactly.
Sony, innit?
I just have a feeling.
I haven't even played the games, and I want to.
It does
the
look
film.
wank.
Absolutely.
Though. It does look wank.
I just know, like, I'm gonna be in the film, it's in the cinema, and I'm gonna be like disappointed.
Really?
Like, certain films you just know this looks. Like,
It's miscast anyway.
No,
dude.
it's just like what you said, Texas.
Yeah.
You just see it's wank.
Yeah.
I'll see.
Right.
Although it
don't
does
know.
look good, but I just know I'm gonna be like disappointed when I come out.
Yeah, but the thing is, you've played the games though. That's the difference. See, I
That's the
haven't.
thing.
See, that's the
Sony
thing.
do a
See,
shit
I
job of
I
doing
haven't-
like,
Right.
like translating into films. So whether they might, but like for instance, Sully is meant to be Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
He's young.
very
Sully's
young.
meant to be
I never.
He's
I
old.
was
He's
saying
an old
about
man,
that.
isn't
Yeah, he's an old
Yeah.
man. So I don't get that.
Ant was saying to me, see, I've never played the game, so I don't understand. That
Even
part.
when
Even Tom Holland's miscast the other day.
yeah, he's too short. He looks like a kid
young.
in there.
He's too young. Nathan Drake's way older.
Yeah, it should be Mark Wahlberg as Nathan Drake and another one as Sully.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
this is what I'm saying. I hate when they do it, and it's so irritating. I know it's like the same thing as a game, but that's what you're trying to copy in the first place.
Yeah. Do you know what I was
So-
reading last night? It's taken 14 years for them to make this movie.
Yeah,
It
that
was
as
on
well.
an IGN
People
article.
have
I read that.
So they've
It's
had
like they
plenty
started
time
it
to
I remember
cast
playing the
people.
first one back in 2006, seven?
Yeah, 6. That's
Six,
it.
was it 6,
Yeah,
7?
The first
I was
one.
like, I was like,
Drake's
damn, this is
Fortune.
National Treasure, the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I like
Exactly.
National Treasure. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the first one. Was really good.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah, great.
That's
movie.
fun film. I mean, it's got potential to be really good. I mean, I do like Tom Holland, but
Yeah.
whether it will be a good film, I don't know. I just have a doubt.
I mean,
Right.
you said earlier that you haven't been to cinema. We have gone quite a bit last year.
You didn't
We
take
did
him to
see-
Spider Man.
but we did
No,
go
I
to see
didn't
other
see
things. His
Spider-
mum was there, so I couldn't.
I didn't see Spider-Man, did I?
But no,
Why did we invite
we
you?
did go see a fair few bits.
Did we?
Yeah.
This is what I mean.
I'll throw some mentions later, and you'll be like, "Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, we saw that.
probably,
Yeah."
yeah.
They were-
But
they were
anyway,
for you.
no one else? No anything?
No.
Let's go
Do
to
the top fives then, guys.
Well,
It's time for a top 5.
So in order for them to be on this list, they have to be movies that were actually released last year in 2021, and you had to have seen them last year as well in 2021. So if they would come out and then you watched them like in January, February this month,
doesn't count.
doesn't
no,
count.
come on.
Doesn't count.
That's not fair.
Doesn't count.
Yeah,
What have you done then?
Damn.
So
I live up to that.
probably screwed my list up a little bit there.
well, we might make an exception for you. If they're different ones, not clashing, we'll let you have it, John.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's do number 5.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to go over my list again.
Number
Let
5.
him have it. He's going to cry.
I'll let him have it.
Yeah.
Unless he gives us a story.
Yeah.
So who would like to go first? Would anyone like to go first at all?
I don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. We'll go this way.
This way, so what? I'm last?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh, you can go first.
Right, go on, come on, spoiler cunt. No, you go first. Let's do this. You step
no,
forward.
you go
You
first.
step forward, go. Let's do this.
Okay, guys. For my number 5, it's
I know what it is. Go on.
it's Nobody.
Okay.
Ah,
yeah.
yes. Clash.
Have you got that?
Yeah.
Oh man, damn it!
I got Clash. Yeah, that's my number 3.
I haven't got it. No.
No, I haven't got it either.
Okay.
That was a good movie, though.
Oh my god.
So explain what Nobody is.
So Nobody is essentially like a the best way to say is a dumbed down version of John Wick.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit
Yeah.
Essential.
yeah.
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 I haven't seen it, but I know of it.
So I'm bad with names. The
Bobo
guy,
Odenkirk?
yeah, he's.
Yeah.
I like him. He's
I'm
good
a huge
actor.
fan.
He's Soul.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's why
that's it,
I'm a
so-
fan. Yeah.
So he's basically
He's Soul, dude.
it's just like a
Blows my mind. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, go on.
Soul's basically a regular dude.
Yeah.
He's got his fat wife, 2
Right.
kids.
Yeah.
And he's living this mundane life. He works at this some sort of like iron.
Yeah, he works for a
Some sort of
like construction company.
Construction
right?
company.
Yeah,
And
he
he's
does
just
like
living out
quality assurance
That's
and
it.
stuff on that. Yeah.
and then you just starts off him like doing the bins, dishes, dinner.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
Normal
beginning.
husband,
Yeah,
dad
normal
sort of life,
husband.
isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
And then one day someone breaks in,
Yeah.
and throughout this break scene, you see he's like he knows what he's like, and he can deal with this
Yeah.
sort of thing. You kind of like learn that, you understand. Okay, he says he's got a past. Like you can tell from his movements and stuff, and he has one of the guys who are raiding his stuff, and he's about to hit him, but turns out no. I think his son gets involved.
So he's
so he just chooses not to get involved in the conflict, and he just said, "Look, take what you want, and go."
Yeah.
And I think they punch him and whatever, and then they take whatever the money they have, and then just go.
Right.
And then a day later or something, obviously the police come, blah blah, and then you find out his daughter is missing a keychain or something.
It's a Hello Kitty keychain.
Yeah, I think, and then throughout, I'm doing a really bad job of it, but it was like he wanted to come out, so he uses this opportunity to go after these guys. Because
excuse
to like release because you learn that it was a big shot in the FBI. He was like someone.
Yeah, he was in the bureau.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
and he uses this to just release.
Yeah,
and there's it's not like the best of action scenes, that bus scenes where he busts those people up.
It's still good enough for a man of his age, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
so
it.
you can't expect him to be full John Wick.
Exactly,
that's what I'm saying.
I
was like watching,
realistic, like you know, because he gets beating the shit up himself,
but he still does.
But he still goes
damage.
for it. Yeah,
he's still like, you know,
it's very realistic.
So he gets involved in that, and then he gets involved in an even bigger thing, and a super cameo which I loved. Yeah, I don't know the name. I can't say the name. He's from Back to the Future, Doc.
Oh, Christopher Lloyd.
And I was like, oh my god, this is. Like,
he is so funny.
He's also in that.
I
think he kind of stole
he stole the spotlight slightly. There's one scene where he might have just stolen it because
is that with the shotgun?
With the shotgun, because I can imagine being in the cinema, I'd laugh in my tits off seriously because that would have been so funny.
Every time I see John though that day, like, I don't know, for some reason just around John. That's a
I think there's more to John than meets the eye.
Yeah,
but it's just like a super it's like a fun film. Like I generally,
it is.
Yeah, I think it was one of the earliest films I watched. I think
it was like April last year.
I was like,
it's on my list to watch.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like a fun, dumbed down version of John Wick. That's the best way I can.
I think Ant hit the nail on the head. It's for a man of his age.
Yeah,
definitely.
You know, so
yeah.
Goku, why's your number 3?
It's a great choice. I'm so happy that that was your number 5 because like you kind of explain the story like so much better than I would, because I'm trying to think of like that movie. It's an hour and a half. That's all it is, and I love that because it's just precise. It didn't have to be longer. It didn't have to be shorter.
Short and sweet. Yeah,
exactly. And it's got that just we were talking about that Korean dark humor. It's got essence.
Yeah, some
weird, right?
Yeah,
in a weird way. And it's the first kind of like Hollywood movie that has that. Finally, they put that element in because it's really dark. Like the beginning montage where it's like Monday. Something happens Tuesday, and it's basically a reflection on
him always
like,
missing the bin man.
Yes,
and he's doing random
that.
Yeah, the weirdness is random pull-ups on the bus stop.
Yeah, like what was that about?
Who does pull-up?
Exactly.
Well, anyway, go.
Yeah, and then that happens,
Probably
and
Big
then
J.
just see him in the background.
98, 99
muscles.
Yeah, but one thing that because I've spoken to a lot of people who watch Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, like friends who are real big fans, right? Such as yourself.
Sure, yeah.
They saw Soul, like they saw that as a Soul movie. Like he's basically himself, like playing that role. He's just this. He looks like he's in a weird way. He's cute. Like he really.
He's like a cute father.
He's a cute father. Yeah, like
totally.
He's like, fuck this shit, man. I just want to be like, I want things to be normal and things are happening to me. I'm gonna fuck this. He's literally going for a midlife crisis essentially, but he's doing it in such an awesome way. And then you think, how is he like this? And you find out he's part of the bureau. There's a reason for this, and it's just in a weird way feel good as well. I remember watching that.
Yeah,
thinking this is incredible. Like this is such a great movie.
Who's that bad guy in it? That
the Russian guy?
Is it Russian or European?
Yeah, and they had like Russian gangsters in that, which was hilarious as well.
Yeah,
like in the best way.
Scenes.
Oh, that was so good. Like the modern Russian gangsters, and like he's a gangster and he walks into like his club, he owns his club, and he just gets up on stage and he starts singing, and everyone's like, hey, like what the fuck? Like it's brilliant. Yeah. It was just a mix of different elements, wasn't it?
It works well.
It's just one of those, cheap night at the cinema, popcorn flick sort of thing. Sit and enjoy it,
Exactly.
Short and sweet, entertain you at the end of the day.
That's it, 100%. Yeah.
Good choice.
Good choice. Bob Odenkirk. Okay. He's the man.
Goku, what's your number 5?
Right. My number 5 is Quiet Place 2.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I did check, and that was
it was originally meant to be out 2020, but got delayed a whole year.
For that
so we are having that. We are counting that.
Oh, definitely. So that movie, I think we were talking about this last time. It was on one of, in fact, when we did the 2020, last best movie.
2020, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I can't remember because I think I watched it during that time. No, I'm not sure. It was one of the podcasts. It was on the top 5 for me, the first one. The second one was just like, it carries on from that. And what
straight
I love
after,
is
isn't
that,
it? It's
straight after. Yeah. And he put because I always wanted to know, how did it start, the origin, of it. And you see a bit of that during the baseball game.
Exactly, yeah.
That they have and stuff. Finally, they kind of like explaining how this all came about.
From space, right? I can't remember.
Yeah. So you find out the origin was from space, which kind of made sense because, if you look at like the way the aliens look and stuff, but it just had that element on. You just think after the first one, how can they top this?
Yeah,
I don't think they topped it. Maybe the first one was like, whoa,
it was just as intense though. As the first
it was
one.
just as intense.
It's good. It's a good film, but I judged it on. Was it better than the first one? So that's why I didn't make my top.
No, because the first one was so different to what you've normally seen.
Yeah, you lose that element of what it is and stuff. Like
that's
you already know. So
the
element of surprise
still
worked
well. It's still a good film, but
because this one is like, okay, they're going out into the broader world now, and they meet communes and other people. So it's kind of like how are they coping like with other people, and you see, and I love the fact. See, I didn't know this. I didn't know that. What's his name was in it?
Cillian Murphy.
Yes, I was like. Yes, like finally.
He's sort of replacing the dad in the first one now, isn't he? Sort of thing.
Exactly.
And he does. I think he's a great actor anyway.
He's a good actor.
Definitely.
But this one was. I don't mean to like put a damper on your number 5, but there are elements in this film like later on, especially when it's the humans versus human side of it. I just kept thinking of Last of Us.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
And it's just like,
especially when they're on the
Essence as a Walking Dead is like, I'm going to use
yeah,
these creatures as a thing to scare you into take away stuff from you and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It's all about being a scavenger and whatnot. And it's just,
I know it took away from the humans versus aliens part.
Yeah,
and that whole idea of
you would have thought there's aliens killing us. Let's join up as a species.
Exactly.
But no. Let's do the 180.
Human versus human.
Yeah, human versus humans. Yeah, definitely.
Fucking people, man.
Absolutely.
The thing is, it's true though. Probably.
Yeah, probably see that.
What's his name? Dylan Moran always said, "What people? What a bunch of bastards!"
Yeah, it's like when you see apocalyptic movies. Like the first time that I saw something like that was a movie called The Road.
Yes, with Viggo Mortensen.
Exactly. Yeah. So that movie,
that's a depressing fucking movie.
So depressing. Yeah. But it's kind of like watching that thinking, why are humans fighting each other? Like they should be working together. And then it kind of made sense. And then Last of Us came out and that whole apocalyptic thing. Yeah, they show a lot of that in this. But yeah, it should have been more about the aliens.
But that's with anything, though, isn't it? Any like film, like, even in not just I'm saying like, any like sci-fi film like that have aliens, you're going to still have that human sort of selfishness.
I still really like part 2, though. I mean, like you said, it wasn't as good as the first. How could you top?
Because it loses that the surprise sort of thing. Like, what is it?
But there were still moments where I was like, biting my nails over this. It's like
nothing beat that first opening sequence on the first one though. Like, you just didn't see that happening. Like,
I've never been so silent in my life. Like, honestly,
we went to see it in the cinema, and I couldn't believe how quiet the cinema was.
Right,
everyone was like, that's all I heard.
When someone was eating popcorn, everyone looks at you like, "Shut up!" Aliens trying to kill me.
But it's still a good film.
It's in my 5 to 10, not in my top 5 though.
It's not my top.
It's a good choice though. Surprisingly, I thought one of you two would have that.
I'm happy there was no Flash actually.
Not in my top 5.
Going from there, anything else to go on that?
No, that's it. But
John, what is your number 5?
My number 5 is The Green Knight.
Ooh! That was so close going into my top 5. Green Knight is fucking awesome.
I've never seen that actually.
I was debating, do I or don't I?
Good choice.
It was.
Oh, that's the one with Dev Patel, right?
Yeah.
I've got a little thing about Dev Patel, but I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
can I say now? All right. Okay. So I went to a wedding and I sat next to Dev Patel's sister.
Oh no way!
No way. Yeah.
She was not actually Dev Patel, just his sister.
Could have been anyone.
I couldn't believe it. And this is the thing. And she's a beautiful lady because you might be listening to this, Poonam. I'm really sorry if you are. You better listen to this. I get Dev on this podcast. Yes,
that'd be amazing. Yes,
come on, like
Dev, come down to the conservatory studio.
Shit,
I love you, Dev.
He's so getting tagged on TikTok.
Exactly. And her name was Komal. I'm sorry, it wasn't Poonam. It was Komal. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, damn it!
God damn it, I got it wrong. Okay,
loser.
But
Poonam, who the hell is Poonam?
But definitely, Dev, if you know Dev. So I sat next to her and I was just speaking to her and stuff, just totally random, and she was telling me a lot about Dev's thing because she went to my university and I didn't know this.
Oh, right, okay.
So when Slumdog Millionaire came out, my friend's like, do you remember the girl who was at our house yesterday, because we had loads of people coming out to our houses in the centre of uni, and we just all had dinner together. And I was like, Como. And they were like, okay, watch this. And it was the BAFTAs, and she was sitting next to him. And I was like, you're kidding me. Like, Como Patel, really? Like, that's Dev Patel.
And you're like, shit, I should have asked her out.
I was like, Como, Nando's.
So, hey, sweetie, do you know I can prescribe you with something?
Exactly.
Come on, man, you got to get Dev on the show.
Absolutely. Come on, Dev. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, John, Green Knight, please.
Dev Patel and the Green Knight.
Green Knight is it's
so close to go on my list, but
I
had a feeling
it's such a brilliantly filmed piece of film.
It's an odd film. To be fair, it is an odd film.
Do you know what? There are moments in that film where I think it's trying to be too artistic. There wasn't any necessary for that.
But some of the shots are
but some of the sets. I mean, the Green Knight himself is
awesome.
You know, he is just so intimidating when he's on screen.
Because it's like a King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table type of a story, and that's been told to death. So I liked the way the film went because it had has its origins with King Arthur and all of that, and so Dev Patel plays Gawain, Sir Gawain, one of the knights. But it's not about Arthur and the other knights, if you know what I mean. Although it's set at that time, it's not really much to do with them. It's literally between Dev and the Green Knight, it's a bit of an odd journey he goes on. But
is it true that
have you seen it, Gokul?
I haven't seen it. No.
Oh man, you need to see it.
Really
film.
Cool.
So he plays like the best knight of the country or the town, whatever it is. And this Green Knight shows up in his castle throne room, says, "Who's the toughest knight? Who can defeat me? No one can." And he's just like, he's not like a knight. He's literally like a knight made of actual tree, like actual wood. He's like a mythical person,
like a creature.
And
that's amazing.
So Dev Patel takes his head off.
Yeah, he's about 10 foot tall.
And all of a sudden, he falls to the ground. Obviously, the next minute, his body picks up his head, and the head just looks at Dev Patel and just says to him, 1 year.
Because Arthur calls a meeting of the knights.
Yeah,
and like Ant said, Sir Gawain is like the best knight and so on, you know. And
isn't he meant to be the coward of it?
They're celebrating Sir Gawain,
yeah.
And all of a sudden the doors burst open, and the Green Knight strides in. He's about 10 foot tall. He's taller than a normal man.
Yeah,
and he offers like a challenge to the knights. If one of the knights can fell him,
right,
then and he says, you know, but in 1 year. Mm-hmm. You have to meet me. You have to meet me and suffer the same fate. Wow. So Sir Gawain jumps to it and says,
he doesn't believe it, basically.
No, exactly. Right, so he jumps to it and he ends in a sword battle with the knight and he beheads him.
Okay.
But it's like Ant said, but he picks up the body, picks up the head. And he just looks at Sir Gawain and he says, "Remember, 1 year from now, meet me at, I think it's at the Green Chapel or something."
Like,
he says.
Oh, interesting.
And the whole film's about him going to meet him.
Okay.
No, the first year he does fuck all.
Yeah, so literally
he parties and he does whatever.
Yeah, so the year goes by and the next minute the whole movie's about the journey of him going to the Green Knight.
Yeah.
Okay.
A year later.
Yeah. Arthur reminds him, says, "You do remember you've got that." You've got to go and meet him, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So then he goes off and he gets mugged, doesn't he, or attacked?
Yeah. Don't give too much away because it'll be good for. But
various things happen.
But it's all about the ending.
Journey,
Right.
It's all about the ending.
Yeah.
The journey's good. There are moments where it's like it does drag a bit.
Yeah.
And there's like I said, it's beautifully filmed.
Oh God.
And there are a couple of moments like. I just thought it wasn't necessary. It's like art trying to be too arty. If that makes sense.
Yeah, a bit too arty.
And there's like I don't see the point in that. But watch it. It's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, I saw.
You'll love it.
You watch it.
Honestly.
All right.
Slow burn, but it is good.
It's worth it.
It is good watch.
Just to watch it for the Green Knight himself.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He's awesome.
See, like the voice of him is so good.
It's like booming, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you reckon? Like, obviously, I don't know much about the character he plays. He's actually a Green Knight, right?
Who?
Dev Patel. What?
He's not the Green Knight.
Who does he play?
Dev is Sir Gawain.
Sir Gawain.
And Sir Gawain's mother, although it's not implied in the film, or not said in the film, I mean, it's implied that his mother is Morgan Le Fay. And if you know of Arthurian legend, Morgan Le Fay was like the female witch against Merlin.
Right,
So where Merlin was the good witch, shall we say, wizard, whatever, Morgan Le Fay was the bad one.
Bad witch, bad witch.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's a good pick, John. I didn't think you liked that movie that much.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
When I thought about it, like you say, there were some parts of it that are, like you say, art for art's sake.
Yeah, there's
And
good
Joel
story.
Edgerton's in it as well. Fucking love Joel Edgerton.
Yeah.
He's bad.
It's a good film.
There's one scene in it, like, it's not spoiling, where he's just like trapped or something, and the camera does a weird thing, just pans across, and it comes back to him in a circle, like as if to say like time has passed. Do you remember?
Yeah, like seasons pass or something. Yeah.
It was just weird. You got to watch it, like to experience.
yeah.
It's a good film. It is good. Like,
It's got a bit of
endings
everything in
are
it.
amazing as well, but yeah.
Okay.
Like I reckon, it didn't make my top 5 because it wasn't a bad film. I think there was others in. I go on about if I think it's a film that you watched it once, you kind of seen it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't rewatch it
unless like a group of
just
people
watching it once, I can remember it all. And it's
exactly.
just like it's obviously impacted me enough to remember most of it. Yeah,
yeah. So
Yeah.
I might watch it one more time.
Yeah, I'm tempted to watch it again.
I'm tempted, but
Seal the
it's
deal.
still good. You can
rush,
watch it.
no
You can watch it.
It is worth a watch. Yeah.
Nice.
Picks.
Good pick.
So my number 5, it might be in yours, John. I'm not sure. But anyway, it is Ridley Scott's The Last Duel.
No, it's not in my nearly.
I missed that film.
I missed that.
Unfortunately, this movie was literally in the cinema 4 days. Me and John must have seen the last showing for it. It wasn't
You're
there,
kidding.
It wasn't there long at all.
Was that because of the lockdown or
No, just because no one was watching
No one
it.
wanted to watch it.
No one was watching it. I think it came out the same sort of week before.
It got a bad review, I think.
The reviews are okay. There was something else that was big. I think Ghostbusters was out at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that sort of like overshadowed it in a way.
And Ridley blamed the millennials for it.
Seriously.
But no,
right,
this
though.
is a movie where if you the trailer is very misleading. So it's literally so if no one knows about this movie, it's a medieval movie starring Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Adam Driver, and this is like the first time that they've been together since Dogma, I believe.
Oh wow! Since Dogma, that's ages
what's his
ago.
name? Ben Affleck and Matt Damon have been together for a while. They've actually wrote this movie as well, and Ridley Scott obviously being the fantastic directors behind it. Yes. But the movie trailer makes out that they are fighting over. So basically, Matt Damon's wife claims that someone raped her, and we think in the trailer it's Ben Affleck, so that's what they think you're fighting over, or that's what The Last Duel was all about. Turns out this movie is actually more than that, and when you watch it, it's actually done through 3 different storylines. So you see it through Matt Damon's eyes, you see it through Ben Affleck's eyes, and then another part you see it through the woman's eyes,
right?
And it's essentially about
Adam Driver's eyes.
And so Adam Driver was So Adam Driver actually rapes Matt Damon's wife in this movie.
Yeah.
And she is essentially the first woman in history to say, this has happened to me, and made something of it. Because back in those times, and it shows you in the movie, that when women say they were raped, they were, whatever, touched or such and such, it was literally put aside. No one would ever take them to court or say anything about it. Yeah. There's a woman who says to her, look, we would just get on with our lives. If that, that's the way it is, that's the way the world is. Yeah, sure. But it's actually about this woman who's like, no, I want to go to court. I want this to happen. I want this to happen.
Amazing.
And if your husband loses in this fight, then you'll get hanged. You'll be essentially like burnt as a stake, like a witch or something like that.
Because it's a fight to the death. The husband would die. She would be burnt to the stake or hanged, like you say.
Literally. And it's essentially
but she still goes ahead with it.
Yeah, and because you see it through 3 different people, you see the same story, but certain things were different. Like when you see it through Matt Damon's eyes, his wife doesn't look at this man, for example, but when Adam Driver sees it through his eyes, he says like, oh, she's flirting with me and stuff like that. So it's all it's like, which is the truth, which is the actual truth, and then obviously the very end of the movie is the duel, and this scene itself it's nearly 2.5 hour movie. So if you've got the time, obviously watch it. Just watch it for that fight scene at the end. It is as brutal as Gladiator. It is fucking awesome.
And that was brutal.
It's like, I got to this point where me and John were sitting in the cinema, I was like, this better be a good fight. Because you wait for it. Yeah. And you don't want to be like a 2-second fight. It's a good 3-4 minute fight. And God damn, he's good. He's really good. I was like, ooh,
They're hacking at each other with fucking swords and God knows. Oh,
that's insane.
Yeah, literally in there because it was totally different to what I was expecting. Yeah. It's such a shame that no one has seen it. If anyone is interested, it is on Disney Plus.
Yes.
I totally recommend you give it a go.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It is a really good movie.
Definitely.
I'm
If you say you got 2.5 hours to spare, and John really liked it because Ben Affleck says cunt in there.
And what did I say when he said it?
He was like, "Oh, he's a fucking cunt."
I turned around and said, "I can imagine if all the boys were here now."
Just laughing at it.
Wait, hold on. Ben Affleck's in it as well.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's an
I was gonna say,
all-star
it's-
cast.
Yeah. There's quite a few other people in it as well, but it's the first time those two have been together since Dogma, which is 99. The
Yeah.
last time they worked
I
together.
think the problem,
23
I think
years
the
ago.
problem was it's because it's like medieval and stuff. I don't think people kind of got it.
Right.
So I think the reviews weren't.
I don't think it was advertised well enough either.
No, and it probably wasn't. And like I said,
It's Ridley Scott,
the
dude,
trailer
man.
for it wasn't very good. The
Exactly.
trailer could have been a hell of a lot better,
Right. Yeah.
and it might have got more people interested in it if it had been. But
then don't release it at the same time as another big blockbuster at the end of the day.
Exactly. So, I
Exactly.
mean, but then
Yeah.
it's like come back to what we'd said originally. It's on Disney Plus or whatever,
Disney
so
Plus.
watch it on there instead if you have to. But
Yeah.
it was a good film. We enjoyed it.
Yeah. Let's go to number 4.
Number 4.
Wow. It's me again.
Number 4.
So, Big Gal, what's your number 4?
Alrighty. I don't think it might be on yours, Ant. I'm sorry. But,
Sorry?
Tomorrow War.
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah.
No, but good shout out. That was very close on there.
Great
Oh,
movie.
Yeah.
I thought. Oh, nice. Okay.
Anyone else got it?
No.
No.
So
Good
this-
shout.
It is a good
I
shout.
think
Yeah.
this is one of
Good
the
film.
trailers when it released.
Yeah.
When I think John or one of you guys put it. I mean, was this is going to be
Probably
bad.
me. Yeah.
But
But it didn't show an awful lot, though.
yeah, it
the
didn't.
trailer.
And good, it didn't.
Yeah.
Basically, Tomorrow was basically Chris Pratt in it. It's just say sci-fi
Time travel.
Sci-fi.
Sci-fi time travel
Time
movie.
travel sci-fi film. Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
just essentially like Chris Pratt's living out his life, and then his world basically gets invaded by people from the future, and they're saying we need people from this timeline to enlist so you can come into the future
and help
to
us
fight
fight.
us.
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah,
thing.
but no,
Cheers.
but there's a catch to that, wasn't there? So they were essentially people that. So you said they were from 30 years ago, weren't they?
Yeah.
But if people died before that 30 years, they were inviting only them.
Oh right, yes,
Wasn't it? It wasn't just everyone.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
If people died
Before,
before
yeah.
30 years,
That's right,
That's
yeah.
who they were sending into the future,
right.
wasn't it?
That's
Yeah, sorry,
interesting.
that was quite unique.
Right.
But so and essentially, like, I might not do the best service of like explaining it, but bearing in mind, I was going in thinking, this is just going to be like a, like a crappy, shoddy film, but turned out that it's actually really good.
It's
I
fucking
very
awesome.
clever.
It's
Great.
absolutely awesome. I really,
It's
really
a very
enjoyed
clever
it.
story.
not just because I'm
Definitely.
a big fan of time travel, but the actual storyline, side of the
It's very
CGI.
Oh, mate, the whole
was-
thing's right up my alley.
Yeah.
Some of the like scenes was amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, then it turns out in their future, like these weird alien things are just come out of nowhere and just attacking and just killing everyone.
They're going to kill mankind off, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then essentially, I don't want to spoil it. It's how Chris Pratt and all these people from the time from the past time to come and help out. Blah blah blah. I'm not going to spoil it. That's the basic gist of it.
Yeah.
And what the film does so well is like even in, like this as Anne said, like a trailer doesn't give awful a lot, and it's good that it doesn't because even I think it's been like good 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or 40 minutes. You don't see the aliens.
It builds up.
It
Yeah.
actually builds up. And then to the point where like it just shows you something, and you're like, shit, what is it? What is it? Like your imagination starts to like pick up, and then
There's something
it'll show
there.
you like a tale of it, and you're just like, oh my god, what is that? What?
Yeah.
And when you see it, it's so frightening, and it comes at you like a
Dude,
that
for a
pace.
12 rating,
it's
they are terrifying, those
it
things.
12?
First that chase scene in the building is fucking frightening, man.
Yeah, because it's a bit where they all drop out of the sky, they jump in the swimming pool, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's and then they all
Yeah.
come up.
Have
and
you seen
stuff.
it?
I've seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen
I'm
it.
thinking it's great. Yeah, great movie.
Good film.
Yeah.
So, see, this is
Wow.
one of those movies where I wish it had a cinema release. I know it's an Amazon
Yes.
Prime movie. It's the biggest one they've ever made. But that movie, after I watched it, I thought, you know what, that would have been so much better in a cinema.
Yeah.
I freaking enjoyed that film. It's so much tension building, like Big Gal says, like you. It's like the second Alien movie. You build your characters up, you build your story, and then you eventually get to see them. And I think the aliens themselves paid off so well in that film.
Yeah.
And it's like I've only seen that movie once, but good God, it really I want to watch it again now. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that trailer, shows you a tiny bit, like you said.
But
You're like, but again, the movie does that same thing. And when you see it, it's like, holy crap, this is a 12. This is fucking hot. I wouldn't put my daughters in that. This is horrifying.
Exactly.
And I think like since everyone's watched it, one thing I love, like the ending, I really would like because they were fighting. I think his dad and him are like trying to kill off the mother one at the end.
Yeah.
And I thought they were going to do this thing where they push it off and you don't know if it's dead or not.
No, it does finish it.
They actually kill it off, and I was like, okay, good.
Puts an end to it.
But this is what makes me laugh, right? So people reviewed this movie and said that the ending goes so over the top. It's like so OTT.
No,
and it's like,
wasn't.
well, it's a movie about time travel. Like, why are you reading too much? Just sit and enjoy a movie.
Exactly.
Stop ripping it apart.
Absolutely.
And the
Just watch
scene,
it.
sorry, I know I'm going back to the scene where their base is in the water.
Yes.
Right.
What is it, like an oil rig?
Yes.
Yep.
And how they take, you think the things are like not like they won't come near water, but they come around and they swarm. That scene,
It's like World War Z, isn't it?
Yeah. And the scene where they like
in the
she's
water.
dropping his.
Someone's
dropping
that shot.
Poster-esque, man. That was so good.
It's so epic.
So there's like a little
breaking through.
not like a turning, like a little
Twist
to it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think it wasn't coming on.
Well, with time travel, how can you not?
Exactly. Yeah. It's meant for
But
twists.
it was a good twist. But
Yeah.
you probably see it coming anyway. But it's awesome. I had to.
It's great.
Such a good choice.
It was, it was in my top 5 for a while, but then obviously I found other stuff. But I had such a good time with it. I literally sat there and thought, I'm waiting for the crap part to Joe.
Yeah.
I was on my own on a Friday night one night, and I just sat there. I fucking enjoyed it.
Yes.
I really, really like that movie.
You know the point where you think is going to go crap is where they've landed and you don't see the aliens. And just before the aliens, you're like, oh, you know what? I can see it going sour from this point. But that's when it starts kicking up because then they start introducing that. I told you, like, showing the alien but not showing it. And then you're like intrigued and it just all of a sudden just explodes into a
leading you
wicked
in,
film.
isn't it? It's like a little breadcrumb trail, isn't it? It leads you in.
Yeah.
I know you see it quite a fair bit after that, but just the hype of the beast was the killer of that ride. It's just
like I said, when you don't know what, say there's a monster out there, but and it's all blank, but you can see shadows. The scariest thing is your imagination starts running wild.
Absolutely.
And that's what the director did. Use that well. And
it's like Anne said, if ever a film was made for cinema, it was that one.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure. Yeah, as soon as you said that, and that's a good point, actually. That
I would like to. I mean, they haven't even released it on Blu-ray or anything. It would be nice to put a cinema release on that, but hey, we'll never know. That's a good shout. Good pick, dude.
Good pick.
Good pick.
Go cool. What's your number 4?
Right, my number 4. I don't know if any of you have seen this. This is a movie that I don't know if the Oscar nominations are, but I really hope this is actually voted, nominated for an Oscar. It's a movie that you guys would think, really? It's called The Power of the Dog. Have you guys heard of it?
Yes, it is. It's up for shitloads of nominations.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it's got
14 nominations.
No way,
for
Oscars.
Yeah.
That movie was absolutely, for me, I mean, it wasn't like
That's the Netflix film,
It's the Netflix movie with Benedict Cumberbatch. And honestly, he's one of the best things he's ever done.
Really?
Sherlock was probably incredible.
No, Intimidation Game.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course. No, actually, Intimidation Game. Yeah.
Imitation Game.
Imitation Game.
Yeah. Where he's Bexley, the Codebreaker.
Yeah,
that is incredible.
But I haven't seen Power of the Dog, so I can't justify it.
Right. I'll tell you what, guys. It's one of those movies. It is a slow burn. Okay. It actually takes place during the Wild West era. Like the early 1900s.
So straight up John's alley.
So, yeah, it's really good. But it's not like your typical saloon and the sheriff kind of thing. It's kind of like a side story, from that. There's this one guy,
Is it about a dog?
and that's the thing. So I'm not going to spoil it, but the dog is a metaphor representation of something.
Okay.
Right. So Ben, he plays this character that is like he's like a real bastard. Like he's got this brother who's like coming up in the world, and she's met this mistress, and they come live in his house, and he's basically just a bastard, right, to this woman. And the brother as well, and he's just absolutely just like so bad. But it's his character, that's what makes the movie. But there's also the kid, there's a kid in it from the female's previous marriage who kind of tags along, comes with them and whatever. But over time, they become the best of buddies. And they go through life and stuff, and it's just such a good movie. I remember sitting there thinking, I've got nothing else to watch. To be honest, the first 10 minutes I was kind of like sleeping through, but then after that it just kind of picked up. It was really good.
You fell asleep.
I was like, oh my god, yeah. And then after that I was like, oh god, it's actually really good. Yeah,
half asleep. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, hang on a sec. So
yeah.
What is it about then? So it's about his
Right.
character.
So it's about No,
I'm not trying to, because you just said. So it's about him.
Well, you're not
becoming
listening.
friends with him and the
Yeah.
wife. How he becomes like a good guy, from a bastard to a good guy.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so he basically just like it's how his
so see where this is going.
Why are you laughing?
Carry on.
Yeah, he's like he's just him as a character. He's like he starts off evil and then he just becomes like
This, like, nice guy.
Yeah, and you kind of see this in it. But the ending is like a real shocker. There's something that happens at the end. And it's just like this movie is great. Yeah, it's really, really good. But I'm hyping now. Maybe it's me. I don't think it's your cup of tea, to be honest. I don't think you guys might like it.
I'll be honest, I'm not a Western fan personally.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I might give it a go because you
I'll
put it
give
in
it a
your
go.
top 5. So
Yeah, because
I'm-
it's more
I'm
of a
quite
drama.
intrigued.
There's no like.
I mean, you recommend
shooting
Klaus,
stuff
and
like
that was my daughter.
Yes.
Fucking
Oh
love that
my.
film.
Klaus
I
was
love that movie.
amazing.
that
Love
movie.
Klaus.
So I'll go with your recommendation, sir.
Was one of the best
Did you
things
not watch
I've ever
Klaus?
seen.
The
Yeah.
Christmas
film.
movie.
I swear he was on the podcast.
He was on that episode.
I was. Oh yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
It was
man.
emotional. I told him to watch it with his daughter.
Amazing film.
My daughter. That was the first film she
Oh,
cried
She
at.
cried in,
Yeah.
bro. Honestly, I felt
Yeah.
that.
Good
I remember
film.
watching it.
It was like such a touching moment.
so emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
it's good. It's a Christmas movie, so don't
Yes.
watch it now.
So don't watch it till for another
Yeah.
10 months.
Yeah, wait till Christmas.
Yeah, but yeah.
Just on that topic, has anyone was that film Lamb came out last year?
Yes, it was.
Has anyone seen it?
Yes, me and John have seen it.
Is it good?
It's good.
We'll talk about it now.
Yeah.
Ah, it
It's
could be
his
on the top
list.
5.
Shush it.
Okay. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So gone.
But
Oh
yeah,
damn it.
The Power of the Dog,
Yeah.
number 4. Yeah,
Good
definitely.
chat.
If you got,
It
if you
It
want to
was
watch
nearly
it,
on
watch
my
it.
list.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
It's on my. I'm adding it to my list in a minute. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, what's your number 4, sir?
My number 4 is a film. My number 4 is a film I mentioned to you earlier. It's listed as a 2021 film,
Oh,
but I don't think it came out till January.
Okay.
You can't.
What's the film?
My Son.
Okay.
oh wait, that's the one with
That's
James McAvoy.
yeah, James McAvoy.
yeah, the Amazon Prime one. Yeah, I'll let you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but technically it came out in 2000 because I saw it.
It was 2021. I think it was December.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll let you have it.
I only
Yeah.
watched it a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I'll let you have it.
Yeah, great.
Just because it's different and no one's clashing.
yeah, exactly.
This
Yeah,
guy,
yeah,
man.
Yeah. Hey, man. Give me a break. Man.
He's done pretty well. Green Knight, I didn't fucking see that coming.
That was
I think he watched it thinking this is an Irish film.
Yeah, it had the word green in it.
Exactly, yeah. So, John, My Son, why did we pick that movie?
I liked it because it wasn't one of these big fancy action films that we've been watching. you
Sure.
know.
Yeah.
Is it because it's Goku, the son you never had?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh god damn it.
God damn.
Let's try it on.
Damn.
No, it's a story about a guy who's sort of he's separated from his wife. They're I think they're divorced. But he works away from home, literally all the time. So he's got a son that lives with the wife. Hardly ever sees him. The usual kind of a thingy, but the kid gets kidnapped or disappears at first. They think he's been kidnapped. So he comes running back to find out what's going on, meets up with the wife. What it turns out they think the son's been kidnapped because he was there was 2 kids basically the son goes away on like a retreat with a load of other kids. And in the morning, there's 2 kids in each of the tents type of thing, and only one of the kids was taken, which was his son. So that's why they think, right, he's obviously been kidnapped. The local police get involved in it. At first, they don't want it.
This one is not set in Western. For some reason, from Goku's story, I still think.
No, it's like a nowadays thing.
Oh, nowadays, okay. For some reason, I'm thinking.
I should have said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go.
yeah. He never says who he works for. And then the police obviously get involved, and the more they dive into it, the more they realise obviously that it is a kidnapping case. But there's no like ransom comes for him,
Right. Yeah.
and then he gets a bit fed up with what's going on, and he goes to see the policeman comes to see him at his home, and he's basically putting his finger to his lips, and he's telling him, be quiet, takes his phone, puts his phone in the microwave, and then goes into another room.
Oh wow.
And he says to him, something big is going on here. He said, I've had orders come from London.
The police officer says
The
this.
police officers to him.
Okay, don't spoil it. It's kind of good now.
Oh.
Okay, but go on.
And he's been told basically he's got to drop the case and all this sort of thing. And of course, him being the father, he doesn't want to drop the case, and he goes off and he basically solves the crime, shall we say.
Oh, nice.
Dun, dun, dun.
I liked it because, like I said, it was a bit more. It's not like a John Wick movie. It's not a big action film. It was basically like if you were a dad and one of your kids got taken, what would you do? What lengths would you go through to get your child back? And I just loved how it was made.
So it's like a proper realistic
realistic film. Apparently, it was it's based on a French film.
I'll add that to my list.
Yeah, it's called My Son. I was trying to
Amazon Prime. Yeah, me and my wife were going to watch it tonight, but then we decided to record instead.
Oh,
so she'll have to wait.
But you can still watch it another night.
We'll still watch it. Yeah, you didn't give too much away, so yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's
but yeah, it's it was one of I'd seen it a couple of times on Amazon or Netflix, whatever it was. I think it was Amazon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what, I will sit and watch it now because I like James McAvoy. I think Claire Voy, I think, in it as well.
Yeah,
I like James McAvoy anyway. So I thought, well, I'll watch it, and the more I watched it, I thought it kind of like sucked me in more and more.
Yeah, brought you
and by the time I got to the end of the film, I was like, wow, I really, really enjoyed that. That was bloody good.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's got good reviews. Yeah. Good choice.
That's nice.
Good.
I like this. It's a different side to you. I've never known. I was waiting to put like John Wick 1, John Wick 2,
John Wick 4,
Die Hard 500.
So, is that it? Nothing else?
No, because I don't want to really spoil anything.
No, that's
thanks. Appreciate it.
To be fair, there isn't really anything much more to spoil.
But is it?
You've got the gist of it now.
That's good.
Okay, cool. No, that's good.
There's a few other things obviously happen, but you need to watch the film to see all that. So,
I'm sold.
Sold. Definitely.
Okay, so my number 4. Sorry, Seth, this is probably going to be in your top 3. But da-na-na, da-na-na, na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Spider-Man No Way Home. My number 4 is your
number 1.
Would be. So anyway,
that's like a clash.
The reason it's my number it's my number 4 is like, let's face it is one of the biggest films of not just the year. I think it's like the top 3rd film of the
all time. Right?
And in all fairness, it's done well. There were a couple of the bits and bobs that I was not a fan of, but at the end of the day, the story. Yeah. It's probably one of the worst kept secret films of all time. And let's put it that way. It's like as soon as they were saying Doc Ock was coming back, this character was coming back, that character was coming back, you just knew the other actors were coming back.
Why even show them in the first place? That's
exactly. It's such a shame that they just could not keep this film under wraps. It would have been probably twice as bigger if that happened. But let's face it, this is one of these films that is bringing you in via nostalgia. That's the whole reason why you're... I mean, Spider-Man alone is a big thing. It's going to make it, that's the reason why everyone wants it, because everyone loves Spider-Man. Exactly. But the nostalgia bait is a big thing to it. And the time this came out, 3 other movies had utilised the nostalgia factor, which was Ghostbusters Afterlife, Matrix Revolutions, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
And let's face it, Spider-Man No Way Home did that, but did it properly.
Right. Sure.
They didn't just bring them back for one scene, whatnot. When they're in it for a reason, and they're actually in it for a majority of the movie. Like when
for like the last 5 minutes.
Exactly. You're not just like for the end battle or something. They are in, they are back, and then not just that they've put them into this universe now, which technically says that Spider-Man 2002 is the first MCU movie now, doesn't it?
Yep. Yeah. The first, he's like it was meant to be Iron Man. Is actually Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire now. It's just big gal. You agree with me on this? It's such a great movie.
I want to see it already.
Yeah.
It was one of my fears that it was going to do so bad, and I was going to come out like, okay.
You were going to come out?
No, I was going to come out upset. Like, for example, Matrix. It was so disappointing. Like I said before on the show, I said, dude, don't do it unless you're going to do it properly. And it looks like the directors didn't even want to do it, and they dissed the film in the actual film. But anyway, like they do, don't they?
That's what
but
they
anyway,
do.
like this, one of my fears was like, as I just said, like I thought, as soon as Octo's in it. Goblins in it, you knew the Spideys from the other universe are going to be in it. 100%. My only fear was they were going to turn up for the last 5 minutes. And it turns out it didn't. It can't. They were in it for long, and
they did for at least half a film.
Half a film, and
good. Okay,
like
very good.
I got a confession. Obviously, I didn't go to cinema. I was scared of all the leaks on the website, I downloaded it and I watched it. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. because it was that bad.
Sponsoring his cousin in the other country.
Because it was that bad. It was all over, and I was like, no, I don't want to see anything. It's one of those films.
Now you know why I only watch one trailer.
Yeah. But there's difference to trailers and people actually posting up scenes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And this is like, Spidey's like, my favorite heroes anyway.
Exactly.
But I was just like,
was it emotional,
dude?
Did you cry?
There's one moment I nearly did.
No, so what you need to understand, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man films were, for me, was like the best.
Yeah,
and they ruined it with a third one. Andrew Garfield, I thought it was pretty good. I think even you,
he wasn't bad.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
they didn't give him that time, and they didn't give him that.
He didn't have
film.
enough.
Yeah.
No,
he didn't have that enough. Sort of, I reckon he didn't. You don't have the enemies to. You need the enemy to bring out the villain, the hero to rise up well. Yeah. So his villains weren't as good.
Sure.
No offense to his villains. And so Tom Hardy's the one still. So all these other ones were kind of matured in your eyes. Whereas Tom Holland in the film, he still hasn't had his moment where he hasn't had his Uncle Ben moment. He hasn't had with
Great Power Comes from Responsibility.
He doesn't. And you're like for the first two films, you're like, where is it? Where is it? And he gets it. He becomes Spider-Man. He becomes a man. Yeah. And the way they do it, it's amazing. Like, where like, there's moments where like...
Don't give too much away. Yeah, but...
Have you not seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
For fuck's sake. I was going to go in,
but there's ways around. There's ways around it. It's not just that moment. No, there's ways how it's done in that moment. So you won't see it coming. So even though he's kind of told you it happens, you don't see how it happens. So
So it kind of started all like going, oh my God, this is going... There's one, but I'm not going to spoil it. You will know what I mean.
See, because I know you're a Spider-Man fan.
Yeah.
So if you're raving about it, they obviously did something good.
Yeah, it's really
exactly,
good. So there was a moment, something with May happens, and I'm like... Because I was referring to the film, and I'm like, no, not this again, not again. And then it happens, and then it's just shit goes out of control. And Andrew Garfield gets to get his, because in his film, his girlfriend dies because he tries to save her. Yeah. He uses his spider webs and he snaps her neck, her back.
Right.
So this time, same thing happens. Tom Holland Spider-Man, he kind of falls down, but instead of Tom Holland saving her, Andrew saves him. Yeah. So he kind of gets his sort of retribution,
Yeah.
And then there's a moment.
But if you're a fan of the films, you wouldn't get that. You wouldn't get that.
If you just go in watching that, you will understand these scenes. And there was a moment for me, it was the most powerful point where it's a moment where our hero Tom Holland was about to turn. He's about to say he's had enough. I'm gonna kill him,
kick his ass.
And Tobey Maguire, because he's already been through that, and he doesn't even say nothing. He just holds him
and looks at him,
and that look was so. And I was just like, damn,
yeah.
Oh my god. It was so emotional. He doesn't even say nothing. He just says it through his eyes.
He just looks at
him.
Without spoiling it, it's kind of good because with Toby, I don't think he got closure enough from Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
This movie sort of closes his character but pushes Andrew Garfield's.
Yeah, now
we might get a third movie for him now because we've now established a different universe. Yeah. So they can have their own movies now.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about this as well, because I think Andrew shines more than the other two in these movies. Right. In my opinion, anyway.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And if you know the reference, they actually have the three Spider-Man
pointing doing this and that. Yeah.
I want to watch it even more now.
So cool.
But it's such a great film.
That's incredible.
It was 2021's popcorn film.
Yeah.
Big time.
It's just big time. It's just such a great... It's non-stop from start to finish. Right, There's a couple, maybe one slow bit, but...
Even the Doctor Strange action scenes, they were quite cool as well.
Yeah.
With the train.
The thing with me was like, the Doc Ock only has one fight scene. I was expecting a bit more from that. And then there's one more other thing. I won't say because I don't want to spoil it too much for everyone. But that's why it's in my number 4.
If there's more than one bad guy, you don't want to focus on one bad guy, do you?
No, but you want to have more than one fight scene with such a great, because he had one of the best action scenes in Spider-Man 2. And it's like, he's only utilised once in this one.
But then, like you say, he might come back in another film.
There's other...
Well...
there are other things missing, like we haven't said, because obviously you haven't seen it, but overall, it's... If you're a fan or if you're not a fan, you're going to have a hell of a good time watching it.
Sure. I'm not a massive Spider-Man fan, but I do enjoy
You'll still enjoy it. You'll still enjoy it.
I do enjoy the Spider-Man
Whereas
films,
me and Andy, about every Spider-Man film, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, this is happening!" And then there's like other things are coming out now. She might be this person. It's so good, man. It's so good. And I got a little story. So I downloaded it, right? And so obviously at the end of the film, there's always like end credit, mid-credit scene.
But you didn't have any, huh? But you didn't have them on the download, did you?
So I don't have the last.
So you got the mid-credit, but not the end credit.
I got the mid-credit. Guess what? You're not gonna believe.
Oh
it.
yeah,
I had to show it to Jay just so that he knows.
Can back you up.
Yeah. So the mid credits happening, right?
Don't tell me then. But
I won't say what it is.
You don't say what it is. No.
You can't say it because it doesn't matter.
It's in another language, right? But the other language I can understand, and I'm like,
oh, okay.
I was like, what the hell? Like, I just watched the whole film in English. Why is this?
No.
And it was in Tamil.
Oh,
what? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I swear to God. And I showed Big J. Look, I'm not joking, dude. Look at this. That is Tamil, right? And he's like, holy shit, yeah, man. What the fuck? What copy are you watching? Dude,
That's so funny.
Because I'm like watching that. Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
So-and-so's happening. And I'm like, that's a different language. I can understand it. Huh?
Oh, what the fuck?
It's like, what? That's Tamil.
Isn't that funny how your brain kicks in?
Yeah.
Eventually, you realise
like,
I'm not listening to English. I'm listening
like 20 seconds into it. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, amazing, man.
And no subtitle.
Sorry.
It was subtitled.
Okay.
Sorry, I took your number one, but
That's right, man. I've done it to you loads of times.
Retribution.
Retribution.
So that's number 4. Let's go to the number 3s.
Is it number 4?
Number 3.
So Big Gal, what's your number 3?
Oh yeah. That was your number. Okay,
that was my number 4.
Okay,
Yeah,
that was my number 1. Okay. So let me double check my list. Sorry. So number 3 is Godzilla vs Kong.
Hey, that's
Gal
my
versus Mrs. Gal.
Me versus my wife, basically.
yeah. That's my number 1.
Is it really?
Yeah,
no way. Number 1.
It's my number 1.
Number 1.
Yes. There's a reason why it's my number 1.
I think.
I'm a huge fan.
Is it yours, John?
Yeah.
No.
I have all the Kong films.
Yeah.
Japanese
I think
one.
you and me are going to clash on my number 3.
So I think again, this is a very early film as well. Early last
Yeah,
year.
March last year.
Yeah.
So I think there was like a flurry of film. This and I might want to say it because it might. But anyway,
Yeah.
So I think we watched this at your house.
We did, yeah.
Yeah,
we
we didn't go
all
to
got
the
together and we waited for this opening
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
We come around and watched it on the big screen.
That's it.
Amazing.
And
Bloody
TV's
good,
like
if I
a
remember
cinema
right as well.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things like you. I don't think it's been done before.
But you're a Godzilla Kong fan,
that's what I said,
big time, aren't you?
Yeah.
So this was like the Super Bowl for you,
Of
wasn't
course.
it?
That's what we've been
Absolutely.
waiting for like ages.
Yeah.
Like who would like we were talking
Yeah.
who would win a fight, King Kong?
Absolutely,
Like, you
yeah.
actually see, but
This is
like
it. Yeah.
like we've been a massive fan, me and you, since the 90.
Absolutely.
Was it 90? What's the
Yeah, bro.
2001 one?
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
since 2001. I just like the whole MonsterVerse
Yeah,
thing.
we just
isn't it?
love
It's
that.
just finally. This is for us.
Yeah, I
This
like
is
what they did
finally
with
it.
it.
This
Yeah.
is
It's like I still
this
remember
is-
watching,
yeah.
going to see Kong, and at the end they had the Godzilla scream.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Me and John did that, and I was
Yes.
like, as soon as they did that, I said to John straight away, "That's going to be Godzilla versus Kong." now.
Yeah,
I was
100%.
Like, I was
That was
like,
the confirmation.
I never screamed so much, and I was like, "Yes, it's happening, baby, it's happening!" And
I remember that. I
Ever
remember
since then,
that.
we were just
Yeah.
waiting, and it finally
Oh,
came out
mate.
last year, and I was
Yeah.
like, it wasn't the perfect of the film, but as a fan,
Yeah, but
Still-
I
it's
like
still
what they
entertaining.
did.
So
I like
good.
what they did with
Definitely.
it, though.
It's better. Than,
Definitely.
it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
I thought it
for
was going to be
sure.
like utter trash, but no.
like I know they still need that human element in it,
Yeah.
but no one gives a shit about the human
No, no,
element.
no,
It's
no.
This
always-
is always
Yeah,
the issue
yeah.
with versus movies, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no sort of story.
It didn't matter who the actors were. No
Yeah.
one was bothered with them. It
Definitely.
was
Yeah.
Godzilla, Kong.
Godzilla,
That's
Kong.
it.
Dun,
That's
dun,
cool.
dun, nobody cares.
I think even before it came out, I don't know if it was you or me, I think we both were saying like they're gonna fight each other, and then it's gonna be them teaming up against something.
See, this is always the issue with versus movies. No one ever wins.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
This-
I reckon Kong won. He kind of axed him up quite a lot.
Did he though?
That's the question.
He powered up
It was
his
a-
axe and
No,
blasted him
I
up.
think you need to watch the movie again, dude. Godzilla
Yeah.
beats the shit out of him.
But he
Godzilla
gets the final
actually-
say on the Mecha Godzilla. Spoilers.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the.
Yeah, but would he have done it without the axe though? Nah.
Yeah.
So this is the
Yeah,
thing.
see?
Yeah.
This is always because it's like back when they did Freddy versus Jason, Alien versus Predator. It's like
There's no
we were like speculating since day one.
Because
I remember
fans-
when the trailer first came out. I said, "Look, there you go." That's Mechagodzilla. Any day that was, wasn't it? And that's from day one, didn't I?
Yeah, there's
and then when we watched it, you turned around and went, "You called it."
That's so funny.
And I was like, "Yeah, they're gonna team up now, and they're gonna fucking."
I swear I called the axe in. As soon as the axe came up.
You did call the axe. Yeah,
he was going to axe it. Yeah. But yeah,
still a good fun though. It's just
man.
like you said, you're just waiting for it to happen, and I don't know. It slowly builds up, and the human side of it still was. It's more interesting than fucking Kings of Monsters. I thought that was a bit of a down on the human side of it.
It's not like the worst stories, but it's still like it makes up for it. You know, like some of the. Like you know that fight on that boat? It's
what
the carrier or whatever it is.
Yeah, with the aircraft carrier,
sick, man. That's like,
absolutely, yeah.
That's why I wish that's the thing because the hope was that this was the movie that I was most excited about last year.
It was one of my biggest.
It's like it's like it's major. It's
blockbuster. It's what you live for. This is what movies about.
Exactly, you know? And the way they marketed it. Are you Kong or are you a Godzilla? It's amazing.
Team Kong, there were Team Kong, Team Godzilla. Yeah.
Who are you then? Are you King or Kong?
I was kind of Kong, to be honest. Purely because Skull Island was a better movie. I thought,
great.
Goku.
I'd be honest.
I've always been
Godzilla.
See, I'd be honest with you. I'm not the biggest. I'm not the biggest Godzilla fan. I don't mind them, but I mean, I grew up watching the older movies and stuff.
What the ones?
The old Godzilla, the proper Japanese old Godzilla. I grew up watching those, loving them. And then I don't know, just when me and Johnson saw Skull Island, I'm not the biggest Kong fan ever, but when Skull Island came out, I thought, damn, this is a fucking good film. I really want him to. If they do this, I want him to win. And obviously, the end of credits comes like, yes, Team Kong. I was Team Kong before when Skull Island came out.
As soon as you're right. Yeah.
And let's face it, he has more agility than slow ass moving Godzilla. Godzilla's badass, no doubt about it. He is. There's a reason why he's the King of Monsters. But I was Kong all the way. I was Mr. Gao all the way. Team Gao all the way.
Thank you guys. Thank you for your support.
Team Gao.
Good. What was?
Sorry, why is it your number one, sir?
Basically,
sorry.
It's interesting you say that. Like, for me, it was like the one movie I was waiting for a lot. And I think we mentioned this guy because Jay's older brother, I remember he told us years ago, and I always thought this guy would be talking.
Dude, he comes up with the random stuff, and it's so true.
And it's so true. And he was like, "It's going to be a Godzilla vs Kong movie," and this was back in like 2010. And I don't think.
He's that guy that works in an airport. Like, Avatar 5's coming out.
That's the one.
No, dude. Legitly, dude. He predicted. You know the tech that the Velociraptors have. And they go, he predicted that. And I said, why would they do that? That's so stupid.
Yeah, but that was going to be in the Alien film, wasn't it? Yeah, so he probably got it from that.
No, he actually said exactly that. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then he said some other things, but I didn't.
Exactly.
But
this one he predicted.
Crazy ass piece of shit.
No, it does legit. It does legit predict these
proper. It was amazing. Yeah. So that finally the hype was there, and then they had a release date, and then a trailer came, and it's like, oh, this is really happening. And then, and I think the only bummer was that we could watch it in the cinema, you know? And I really, till this day, I wish I could watch it again in the cinema because I've seen it twice.
If there's not a huge amount of films come out this year, it may well come back into the cinema.
The thing is, they did actually release it after when the cinemas reopened them. But unfortunately, it was like 2 to 3 months after the movie came out, so everyone had seen it.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I'll be honest, I could have gone to see it at the cinema, but
to be honest, we watched at Ant's house and it was perfect.
Absolutely,
it's massive.
But the thing is, if it turns up in the cinema in a couple of months' time, I'd still like to go and see it in the cinema. So
have you not seen it yet?
Well, I'm sure there'll be part 2. The rematch or something.
There has to be. Yeah.
No, I think
it can't be the end.
I think it's done.
It was never
I think this whole Godzilla saga of this particular one is done.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we got the 2 most iconic monsters in one movie.
Absolutely.
This can wave the future for other
things.
Monsters to come onto here. Maybe we might get Godzilla versus Stay Puft Marshmallow Man or something. Who knows?
For me, this was in the making since we've watched the Godzilla in 2000. So this was years in the making.
So we need to talk about the universe of it because obviously, for viewers who haven't seen this, the reason why I'm such a big fan of this is that I like the monarch. This is the monarch kind of representation of the movie, right? So you've got the Mutas, which are the big monsters, right? And it's the idea that they're all working together and stuff like that. And I just loved that idea. And even watching like the special features, they explain it. Even in the credits, you see that these monarch sites, and they're finding about something mysterious going on, and the seismic activities, all to do with earthquakes and stuff like that. And it makes you.
It's all to do with the nukes they set up, wasn't it? Years and years ago, that created these monsters or something, isn't it?
But they kind of talk about these earthquakes.
No, but when they
they're saying like the earthquakes that are happening.
They were here long before time.
Long
Oh no,
before
I'm
time.
thinking of the
Engraved.
98 one.
Yeah, because like for me, and it's like, and this is something that we've definitely. I know you've put this in the books that when we do the monster episode, right? We were talking about monster movies and stuff, mate. Like I am ready for that episode because like there's so many things we can talk about.
Spectacular
Season,
season.
mate. Absolutely, yeah. I'm gonna come all guns blazing on that.
Yeah.
You
What
know,
Godzilla-thon?
Godzilla-thon,
Oh.
Cloverfield, all these kind of big
Yeah,
things. Like
yeah,
it's the
yeah.
humans versus these big characters,
Exactly.
and you don't know how to react to it. You know that kind of thing. So
Godzilla
when-
versus Cloverfield, that'd be bad.
Oh man, imagine that. What would that be
Damn,
like? Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that whole thing, and they kind of culminated it, and it all came together, and you know, like this first and second and the third movies, and then the Kongs, and all coming together, and it was amazing. And I think also like just seeing like the inside of the Earth, kind of like when you go through.
A lot of
the
people
other
didn't like
side.
that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, because
I thought it was going to be
technically-
cheesy. When
Well,
they
it
were
answered a
talking
lot
about
of the questions because it's like,
Yeah,
it's like you say,
it
how do they
sounds-
get from one part of the
to
planet
the
to
other.
the other?
Yeah, because we
And
don't really
it
know.
answered it.
Exactly. And we haven't dug enough deeper to see what's in there. We're
course
just
we haven't.
presuming it's a core. But the truth is, like, scientists have come on the special features and they said, we don't know what's there. We're just going by, like, radiographs and stuff that it's just made
assholes.
of metal. But it could be something.
What, in the center of the earth there's an asshole? The earth's ash.
Exactly. Yeah. But, yeah.
Goku, you're amazing, man. It's
Yeah.
just like Power of the Dog,
Yeah.
Godzilla versus Kong, number one.
Absolutely, man.
Hey, man, you love what you love.
Definitely. Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely. Kong versus Godzilla.
So that
Yeah.
was your
Yeah.
number 3. Goku, that was your number 1.
Yeah.
So Goku, what's your number 3?
You're number 3.
Oh, it's my number 3. I think my number 3 was taken. Yeah, it was.
Was it?
It was
Nobody.
Nobody. Yeah.
Oh, right. So
okay.
John, number
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
So
My number 3,
That's what I mean.
I'm
Sorry,
pretty
mate.
sure it's high on your list. Dune.
Oh.
It's my number 2.
Oh, I thought it might be.
My number two.
I hoped it wasn't.
It was
yours.
my number 1 for ages.
I bet.
It's now number 2.
Is it your Clash as well? You got it as well, Gal?
Yeah, I got it as well.
That's all three.
So you're all out then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Oh.
So
Are you out?
He's out.
Oh, no.
John, why is it your number 3?
Go on, John.
Because, well, I mean, I enjoyed the original, the
Yes.
David Lynch ones.
Yeah.
So when I heard they were doing like a remake, I was like, because remakes aren't always great, you know. They're good to earn money for the studios and stuff like that, but they don't always tell the story very well.
Yeah.
But there was so much hype behind it. I was like thinking, yep, no, come on, well, it's going to be good, and it was brilliant. I really, really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the second one. I thought it was very, very faithful to the original film. There were probably a couple of little things.
More faithful to the book, though.
Yes, yeah. I just loved the whole story of it all. Really, you know, I do think that the Baron.
Yep.
I thought he was better in this than the original.
Is that the Emperor? Is that
No.
He's the big fat. He's basically me.
Yeah,
in Dune.
No, it was very, very good. I like how the story was told. The sandworm in it was amazing. I know
What you saw of it, anyway.
What exactly? Yeah. I mean, obviously, what they showed a little bit in the trailer for it, and I was like, oh, and I had hoped to have seen more
Have you seen it?
of him in the film. Like you say, we didn't see enough of him. Obviously, we'll probably see a lot more of him, hopefully, in the second film. But that's another year and a bit away. Yeah, I just like it all. Really, I like the story of Paul Atreides and the spice. Yeah, and I'm interested to see where they go with the second bit. Hopefully, it'll be as faithful to the original as well. So, but yeah, I knew it would be.
But yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Dune. I love the book. I love the original film.
Yeah.
This is essentially Star Wars before Star Wars was made.
Yeah.
I mean, the book was out in
I
'68.
can see where
The movie
where you're
is out
saying
in
that.
'77. It's just right up my alley. The thing I love about this film and how it is done much better than the original is that it's done in 2 parts. The fact that this needs to be more than one movie. I think it should be 3 movies personally, because there's still so much that needs to go into part 2. It's going to be
maybe a third yet.
yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah. But this can be like Dune itself now, because there are so many more. There's like 6 original books. Yeah. If this movie succeeds, we can get more Dune movies and a Dune-verse. Yes. You know, we can have like a new Star Wars. It could be like a more adult Star Wars for everyone. Yeah. Wow. And it could be, the future is bright. This movie has just made it. So this movie was meant to be out in October of 2020, I believe. And again, like I said, the movie got cancelled by a whole year. Yeah. And it was just one of those films I'd been waiting. As soon as I knew Denis Villeneuve was doing it, who made Blade Runner, one of my other favorite movies, Arrival, and stuff like that. I don't think he's made a bad movie yet, to be honest. This guy, when I found out he was making this movie, straight away, I would be there, front and line, straight there.
Yeah,
just right on my alley. Yeah. There's no way I'm missing this fucking movie. And it has, like I said, it was my number one for ages up until a certain point. This movie does not fail. No. It explains the origin of the story well because it's not easy to follow. No, so they have simplified it more for audiences that are trying to get into it, which is another reason why I like this movie. Yeah. Because if you read the book, it's a lot to...
It's quite detailed.
It's very... it's like so complex. Much to take in all in one.
Yeah, I've heard.
Like I said, this movie makes it better and makes it more watchable for audiences. It's still very heavily sci-fi themed, but you know, it's for those sci-fi nuts who can sit through it all. Won't be disappointed by it. Like I said, John mentioned about the sandworms. Like, you know, we barely see him in this part, but there's so much to come. Yeah. There's so much more that this can deliver and can be so amazing. And if we get more movies, please, Warner Brothers, give us more movies because it will be it'll be so amazing to have just the original trilogy, the original book done. Yeah. You know, let's make them. Did you ever watch the series? They did a Dune series years ago.
I know of it, but I don't think I saw it. I might have done.
If you ever want to, they did the first book as a series, 3-part series. It's on Amazon Prime. Give it a go. I might do that, but then they did Son of Dune, which has James McAvoy in it.
Oh, okay.
His first thing he ever starred in. He's a baby in this. Oh, okay. So good. Watch it. It's brilliant. But yeah, it's just everything I wanted. And then, you know, I was so... You know, when it got to the end, I was like, how are they going to end this? I know it's going to end here because it says in the movie Dune Part 1.
Exactly,
So, how they ended it, it's just like watching the Fellowship of the Ring or Two Towers. When it ended, is like, yes, I mean, no, yes. I mean, it's like, yes, you ended it well, but no, I want more. I need more.
See, like,
you need more.
It's in my number 2, but obviously you guys watched the old ones.
And I like the old ones and the book as well.
I haven't read the book or nothing, so I was going in blind. But obviously Dave Cunt was, you know, he explained to me as well.
If you're listening, Dave,
he kind of like filled me on.
So if he was here, he would have helped me out with this one. But
but
call him Steve. Dave.
For me, like it's like what you just said. Like after finishing the film. It was like, hang on a sec, this is massive. I can see
this could be
they potentially be Star Wars.
This is the modern Star Wars.
Like it's got a potential to be like big, but for me, like you know, the shots and the actors. I think you talked about it once that Emperor, the way he glides up.
The Baron, me,
but there's a cool like it's basically like. It's got elements of like Game of Thrones in it as well. But
it's Star Wars and Game of Thrones in one, by far. Wow. Especially that they have factions as well.
But obviously you don't watch Game of Thrones, so you don't know. But what I love about it is like I only found out after, it's like you watch the film, it's sci-fi. They got all these like futuristic things and but in their rooms or in their briefing room or whatever, there's no tech, there's no screens, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, this is quite interesting. I really love this idea, and Dave filled me in. And it's basically they don't have any technologies because they've had their version of Terminator, like as in AI taken over and they wipe everything out. So they have no AI, but they have all the heads of their houses. They have this one guy who's connected, and his eye goes wide, and he's like,
do you remember what they're called?
To the others,
I can't remember what.
Mentat.
So all the houses have one.
Remember the Mentat in the war game?
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool because I'm like watching it. It's very like what's the word? It's like very Arabic looking sort of like setting and you're just like, where's the tech? It's like it's sci-fi. Where's the tech?
They still have their ships and all that sort of stuff, but you don't see anyone walk around with an iPad or anything like that.
They've got nothing, and you're just like, what? It's because they were afraid of tech. They abandoned it because you know they've had like
to stop AI from coming.
But apart from that was one I really love. But apart from that, you've got this like huge sort of like worm-looking thing in the space,
like a big
trailer.
Yeah, like
I saw that trailer.
It kind of transports the worm.
Oh, right, the worm. Sorry,
But for me, that aspect was pretty cool. Like it was like, whoa, that's pretty unique. Like you're doing a sci-fi film without any technology and stuff. Like I thought that was pretty.
That's
smart.
what I'm saying. It's like there's so much more to it. It's so good, man. It's just
for me, from the eyes of a newbie who doesn't know anything, I thought they've set it up well, and
That's
it's just
quite
like, oh my god. And then spoilers at the end when you see the guy just riding that, sandworm, and you're like, oh shit, that's sick. So it was like, it's mind blown. I'm gaming. Obviously, it was gonna be
he's
number
like
one, but Spidey came in and stole it at the end. I'm sorry.
No, that's fair, man. I mean, like I said, it wasn't my number one for years, but
Yeah.
See, this is another thing I'm hoping they do in the second film. They delve a bit more into the factions.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we haven't even seen the Emperor yet.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, it's hooked me so bad that I've got a book that I'm going to read the book. So
and the game, you like the game as well?
Yeah,
the game is
amazing.
amazing. Board game is
Oh,
amazing.
yeah, it's a ball game on it.
They've chose the right actors. I really love the kid that plays in it.
Yeah, and he was the king.
The king, yeah. It's
Yeah,
so good.
in the movie The King. Watch that, guys, on Netflix. Brilliant movie.
Oh yeah, the king.
It's a good choice, sir. That's your number 3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Which was my number 2, and Big Gal's number 2. Hey,
I'm done.
take a seat, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So my number 3 has been mentioned earlier, and there's the reason why it has to go in there because it's so fucking good. All 4 hours of it. Justice League, the Snyder Cut is number 3.
Good choice.
Has to be in there.
choice.
Again, couldn't see it in the cinema because it wasn't released in the cinema. But god fucking damn, I would sit through that shit any day.
Absolutely.
Such a good film.
Yeah.
And there's lots of people going, oh, fucking Zack Snyder, Justice League.
Come on.
I don't care, man. This was everything. This movie proves that there are other edits of movies out there that should be seen, and we should have a choice to be seen.
I'll
of this.
pay extra for that shit.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Everyone would do
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
It's like if someone told you that there's a 5-hour cut of Fellowship of the Rings, you'd
Fuck me.
exactly you'd watch that shit, right? This just proves that
Definitely.
fans can fight for what they want, and that's what the show. And I to a degree, I think that did kind of work, but I think HBO Max didn't have anything to start with. So like, let's put Snyder Cut out. Let's get the fans saying that they did it. Anyway, good goddamn, this was just everything I wanted Justice League to be.
Yes.
And this is what I mean. The original cut did not do justice
No.
to
I like that.
how it should have been.
Smart.
Avengers Assembled worked because every superhero gets their own screen time, their own moment, their own time to shine, which none of them got to do in the original Justice League. It was very rushed, very like, here's these characters, love them. Whereas with this one now, we can actually get a chance to see more of Cyborg, see more of Aquaman, see more of Batman searching for these heroes.
Definitely.
More history about the boxes, more history about Steppenwolf himself. It's just, the Flash was underutilized, and they made him all very like happy, chummy, and not what the Flash is like. Whereas in this one, we actually got him to use the Flashpoint, and see how cool it was to actually be, the fastest man alive and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we get to see Wonder Woman's. Oh, what the fuck's her place called where she lives?
Arizona,
Themyscira or something like that, isn't it? We get to see that. We get to see the Amazons as they did, before we had Wonder Woman, essentially, whatnot. How they how they had the box to protect it, how they fight, and how they can actually uphold, all this kind of evil. So fucking good. So well shot.
I know, so do I.
Yeah.
The pounding sound effects, the fact that they spent more time with Superman, even though we know he died from the last movie, but him coming actually back to life properly, actually getting to see time with Lois, the engagement that they had and whatnot, just that's what this movie needed. More story for all these characters. Like, I reckon, to me, and he's not my favorite character, and this is not a racial thing, but Cyborg shines in this film. He is so fucking good in this film, and for some reason, all of that was taken away in the original cut. The fact that we actually got to see this, and I didn't think he was a good actor, from that first film, but he's a damn good actor in this.
He was an unlikely hero, wasn't
exactly. He was just so good in this. This could have easily have been Cyborg the movie. Good God, this movie is so good. And Darkseid himself, we actually get to see more of him, not just a cheap, quick shot of him in the original, whatever it was, sort of thing. The fact we actually get to see him, we actually see him on his throne, we actually hear him talk, we actually get to be, look at me, I'm Darkseid persona, oh my God, just so good.
Yeah.
And
imagine that in IMAX.
People can't see that.
Sign me up.
Got an erection right now.
Just sign me up for that shit.
Not already out. Yeah, that should have a re-release.
I know.
For
and
sure.
the fact that,
mate,
I was kind of worried because it was a HBO Max thing, and we don't have that in the UK, do we? For anyone that's listening overseas, but the fact that Sky said they would have it on day one,
yes,
I'm so glad we was in lockdown because I would have taken time off work for that.
Oh, dude!
But hey, the kids went to school, sat there for 4 hours. And good God, you know what? I enjoyed it so much. I was like, where did that 4 hours go? Where did that go?
I felt the same.
I don't know why people complain that the film is like overlong. If it's a shit film, I get it. But if it's something like Justice League and it's been done justice, it's just if you're enjoying the film, but, fuck it if John's bum hurts, just enjoy it.
This is it.
But then it's like I've sat through lots of films, long films like that, and like Ant said, you get to the end and you think, where the fuck?
How many films are those? You got any stories of that?
Why do you keep saying that?
You might find out one day on an episode.
And I was going to ask about that. So the Snyder Cut itself. So those scenes, like the extra scenes with Cyborg and all the 2.5 hours of extra stuff, was that filmed beforehand, or did he bring him back?
So do you remember when the original was coming out in 2017?
But he did some real
So
shoots.
the trailers, if you ever go back and watch those trailers, all those shots that were in that cut were in that trailer. So when people saw the original cut, the cut that we saw in 2017, we were well, where's this part? Where's this that? Where's this? Because there are scenes. There was a scene where Cyborg in the trailer says to Batman, "I thought you weren't real."
Yeah,
and Batman says back to him, "I'm real when it's necessary." Yeah. It's like, where was that scene?
In the movie.
It's like, when did that come out? And all that sort of
I remember hearing about it.
Loads of stuff. And so people knew there was a different cut.
Yeah.
That's why fans were like, release the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, they pushed him for it.
There was something bad with the original. It was so bad. One of the bits where I remember the very end, they're doing this sort of teamwork fighting thing at the end, right? And there's a bit where, like, it's near the end, they say it, and then Batman, like, they all look at Batman. Batman, like, he smiles. Yeah. And I was like, that's so cringing. Batman would never do that.
No, exactly.
Never
no, exactly.
I was like, oh my God, this is bad.
It's like when the Flash was helping all the civilians. It's like, why are you doing this to this character? He can do so much more. Yeah. And they're like, oh, you're just making him save civilians. And it's like, no.
And then it was so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie is just. I think it's possibly one of my favorite superhero movies ever. It's
I can see that,
and it has a significance because since they've released it, they've asking. A lot of fans are asking, but they want more. More.
Yeah, even the original Suicide Squad has a different cut. They're trying to get them to release it. I'd fucking watch that.
Sure,
it's a good thing.
Studio companies, but hang on a sec, they'll want this. If we release that, we'll make more money. Fuck it, release it. I'll pay money.
I mean, the Snyder
Shut up and take my money.
The Snyder Cut wasn't 10 or 20 minutes longer. It was way longer.
It's an extra 2.5 hours.
See, when they were actually talking about it, I thought, this is going to be like a couple of minutes, a touch-up job. But it was it was like full on, and I was like, oh my God.
So going back to your question, the only thing that was reshot was the very end scene with the Joker. Yeah. That was only recently in there. They only added that very last minute.
Right. Was that the only thing?
That's the only thing they added. Was that
everything else they had?
Yeah.
Everything else they already have.
That's what I thought.
It makes
even the Martian Manhunter stuff was already there.
Jeez. Oh, that's what I was thinking because I mean, one of the things that I was like, yes, was the moment when Superman came back. It was just like, oh, this is amazing. Like, and the way they did it.
It makes you think, what the hell was going through his mind when he cut all them bits out?
Absolutely. Did he not think about a two-parter?
It wasn't him.
Well, no, it wasn't him that cut it out, though, wasn't it?
It didn't make any sense cutting all that film cut away. Why?
Exactly. It must have been some sort of politics.
Maybe runtime, but come on, man. Like,
it's stupid. Maybe they didn't cut a deal. Maybe they thought, okay, you've only got one movie. This is your only shot. Do it. We don't have faith in you doing a two-parter. In case the first one flops so much, no one's going to see the second one.
It just goes to show, like White said, like it just shows that fans do have some
power
sort of power.
Fans, man.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's good that this happened. It's quite significant.
Definitely see a lot more of it. Yeah. And
they've just released it in black and white, so I might actually go back and watch it just for the black and white. No, just
in
on Sky.
Is it on 4K? Anything like
that? I got it in 4K, everything, black and white, 4K, in the original 4K.
Yeah, I saw that in black and
4K
white.
I'd love to watch it. No, on Sky.
So I still haven't seen Mad Max Chrome. I'd love to see that.
Oh, yeah. Actually, it might be on the I've got the Blu-ray.
I've got
it might be on that as well. Yeah, it might be on that.
Yeah.
I'm going to check it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my number 3. We'll go to the number 2s.
Number 2.
So, number 2, Big Gal, yours is done. So, we're going to go to Gokul, which is your number 2, sir.
Right, so my movie literally came out the tail end, right at the end of 2021.
Are you sure?
100%. Came out on Christmas Eve. Might give you a clue, right? It's a movie it's called Don't Look Up.
Oh my god! I'm halfway through that. I'm like,
are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh mate,
Yeah.
have you guys seen
Leonardo?
it?
No,
yeah.
Oh,
I know
It's so funny, dude.
I want to watch
Oh my
it,
god, it's so funny.
It's scary.
I've heard mixed things, so I haven't bothered. Honestly.
Yeah,
But no,
it's,
tell me why. Why is it?
I think it was at the time. You know, there's sometimes
serious and
movies-
funny at the same time.
Yeah, serious and funny. Yeah, because it's the idea of well, it's coming to an end. There's an asteroid about to hit the Earth and stuff. And for the first time, someone's actually done like a comedy movie, a
comedy
not the
disaster
first time,
movie,
a comedy disaster movie, exactly, where it's kind of like they've discovered this, and the whole process. Because sometimes it's the end of the world and stuff, but this one is like the whole process of the comet coming closer to Earth, and as time goes on, it's a rhetoric of how we would like live, we'd be living life.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I thought.
With our smartphones.
Well,
and
yeah.
stuff.
See, I got the impression it's more to do with.
You've seen it, John, right? Yeah.
No, I know of it. Though.
You know,
I want to watch it.
Oh yeah, mate. Yeah.
I got the impression it's more to do with who was president of America at the time.
Absolutely.
That a bit as well.
That's got a big
It's like
influence on that
if
movie.
this happened now and he was in charge, we're all fucked.
Absolutely. That's basically what
And that's
people
why I want to
say.
watch it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm thinking
How
that's
would
the
you-
humour element to it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's really, that's it. Yeah. It had the whole politics with it and stuff.
Yeah.
media as well. A
but-
lot of media.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I think for a reason why for me, also, sometimes like with like these top fives, the yearly top fives and stuff, sometimes it's a time when you're watching the movie as well that has an impact on.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Exactly, because I remember watching this on Boxing Day and just chilling out at Christmas time, and then, also just having the family round compared to last year where it was just just like 2 or 3 of us. Like we had the whole family all watching this. We had a few like beers and stuff, and you find stuff funny when you're watching comedy movies,
having a good laugh,
having a good laugh, and it just felt really nice as well. But also watching this movie, like it just it's kind of like it kind of played out how life was outside with everyone on their smartphones,
exactly, yes.
And like stuff like that, and just like looking at TikTok videos and wasting their life on TikTok and stuff like that. That's what it just took the piss out of that, and I just love that. It just there's like we're dying, but at the same time we're so clued up about our own lives that we don't really give a shit about the asteroid.
In a way, it's
kind
kind of when I watched it, I kind of related to COVID. Like, is that something serious?
Yes,
but
that's
people are
right.
still like, oh, it's just COVID.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
it's
just
not
COVID.
real.
It's
Or,
nothing.
That's why
we just put it aside. Yeah. But and also like
You'll always get
Theo-
people like that, though, is the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
That's
The
the
film
scary
wasn't
side
like
of
that.
it.
But
Yeah.
it just shows how media, how like the TV presenters.
Oh yeah,
push it
absolutely,
aside.
yeah.
They're like, oh well,
definitely.
don't worry about that. Tell us about this.
Tell us about this, yeah.
Oh, and then hit the guy actually Leonardo, and they name him the sexiest scientist. Like, what? Like,
It's out of that is one of the things. It's like, come on, like we should be planning.
That's what I'm saying. But you'd be surprised about the people that are more interested in that than the actual.
Yeah.
they're more about views and shit like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but isn't
Yeah.
that the thing though? That's what's so scary about today.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. That is quite.
We've got a serious
Absolutely.
subject matter in the sense that we're all going to fucking die. We need to do something about this, and all they're interested in is, like you say, look on their phone, TikTok. Whatever.
It's just like the
Guys, the
names
world's
suggest-
coming into an end. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your top 5 movies in 2021?
I'll be glad to do that.
Quick, all round to Ant's house.
That's it.
And I really took the title
His
quite
conservatory
intense. So like
studio.
it says,
Yeah.
"Don't look up." So it's basically like, don't look at
Don't look up
just
from
keep
your
looking at your
phone.
phone. Don't look up.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's-
Yeah.
It's quite rhetorical.
Yes.
sort
In that
of
as
title.
well.
Very,
That's
very
why
clever.
I got from it. Very clever.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's funny as well. Like,
Because
the
I
dark
watched it
humor
and I
is
was
really
like,
good.
"Oh man, this
It's
is
on my
quite
list to
serious."
watch,
And all of a sudden, it's like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?" Okay, I didn't realize it was like a comedy.
It's one of those where you have a discussion after and then you're like, oh, that relates to that and that relates to that.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that he did it well with the COVID thing, because that was basically what the asteroid was representing.
Yeah,
was
that's what I got,
the COVID thing.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was saying. And like now, like at the time of like our viewers listening to this, like we don't know, like maybe Boris is out, but the whole Partygate thing, right? That's happening right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
But
It's
it's
like,
just-
look,
it is
COVID is
because-
happening and people are dying,
But it is
still,
because
it's
the
party
focus
that
is
we
on
focus
whether he had
like-
whether there was beer on the table and whether he had a cake or not. I think seriously, there's worse
people
things
dying.
going on.
Exactly. There's a
in
virus.
real life, and that's all you're worried about.
Yeah, there's people dying from a virus, like,
Yeah.
and we're worried about that, and that's exactly what this
Exactly what the film is.
movie
That's
just
exactly
talked
what I
about.
got.
It landed at the perfect time where all that
Exactly,
was
yeah.
kicking off, because
Nail on
we're all
the head,
sitting
that
back
film.
thinking, oh, like, okay, we're all here at Christmas, and we'll, we were all talking on WhatsApp as well, and we're just thinking, okay, we're all with our families now, but what the fuck happened the last 2 years? Like, seriously, did all of this also happen online as well during a pandemic.
It's still weird how
the world
how that was
changed.
2 years ago now.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
The world has
Literally
definitely changed.
Definitely, and people's attitudes, and it's good. Yeah.
I'll be honest. The only reason I watched it, I had mixed reviews. I don't actually know anyone that's actually sat and watched it. So now that you've said it's good, or it's number 2 for crying out loud, I'll give it a go.
But this is Goku, by the way. So.
Definitely.
Listen.
But you're watching it as well at the moment. So
this guy recommended Klaus.
Absolutely.
That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Klaus is
great movie.
Yeah, I'll watch. It's on my list to
Well
watch
done,
anyway.
Goku.
So
It's good. One of many movies. Yeah. I've recommended Gal many movies in the past.
I'll never say it.
Doesn't take credit.
I don't take advice from pharmacists. I'm only joking.
he didn't say that 2 years ago.
Exactly.
He's my go-to pharmacist, by the way. Like, if my kid come down with Goku, this is happening. What do I do? Just, give her this and this. I'm like, thanks, man. What is that?
But isn't it nice to have a friend like
But
that?
he's the guy that prescribes it without the doctor's note.
Yeah, that as well. Use the back door, yeah?
Yeah.
Your back door?
Is
that how he pays you back?
The pharmacy's back door. Come through the back door.
Oh, so he's getting it now.
I'm digging a hole.
An a-hole.
Okay, cool. Nice pick. Good choice, sir.
Pharmacists listening to this,
my
don't help this guy out.
goodness
It's just like...
Is there anything else on that at all?
No, I think that's probably that's good movie. Definitely worth the watch.
I want to watch it.
Yeah.
John, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is
I swear it's taken.
no
Okay.
Wrath of Man. The Guy Ritchie.
Oh, the
film.
Guy Ritchie one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I like a.
yeah.
I like a Guy Ritchie film.
Yeah, Jason Statham.
Jason
isn't it?
Statham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it's that.
And Post Malone for all of 5 seconds.
He was in that.
He's in it for 5 seconds, literally.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I liked the story of it because it's told in I think it's 3 or 4 different parts, and they all revert back to there's a central story going on, and then you see things in different lights, kind of thing, and it all comes back to this central thing that's happened.
But there's a twist on his character as well, isn't it? In the trailer, it makes it look like a vengeance film where it's. It kind of is,
but it's like he gets a job.
It's done quite well, yeah.
Yes, because it's like you think he's a good guy.
But that's what I'm saying. Yes,
but he's not a good guy.
It's a piece of shit.
He's like a gangster boss kind of thing. But it's
no, he still is technically a good guy, but he's not what you think he is.
Yes,
if you know.
But it's like because it's like it takes a while through the film to realise. You don't realise who he is. It's like he gets a job with a. Security trucks delivering money because you see at the beginning
but straight away you tell him he's overqualified. Like
because you get the impression that he's either like ex special forces soldier or something.
Post Malone tries to rob him. He does though.
And and he just basically he takes all the bad guys out, and you start thinking, well, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
He's not some ordinary guy getting a job on a cash truck. Then you start thinking he's obviously like ex-special forces or something. He's going to do, he's a bit of a John Wick character type of thing. But then it turns out that he's not. He's this bad. He's like one of the biggest crime bosses in the city type of thing, and
he's doing it for a reason.
He's doing it for he's doing it for a reason. I don't know.
You seen it, Big J?
Should I say what it's all about? I suppose people are listening, aren't they?
I don't know if Ant's going to watch it.
I've seen it.
I've seen it.
I watched it with him.
I'll go for it. Yeah.
Shall I tell people what it is?
Yeah.
Go on. He's not going to watch it.
Well, he's basically the
very.
He like I say, he's a big crime boss, and he has people do his work for him, sort of thing. And he gets asked if because one of the guys has had an accident, he can't turn up. Would he fill in? And of course, he doesn't want to do it because he's like, well, I'm the boss. I shouldn't be doing this kind of thing. So but he ends up doing it. And so he goes to this place to keep an eye on a cash truck that's going out, and all he has to literally do is tell him which direction this thing goes. But of course, all this goes on, and while this truck is getting robbed, his son is in the car with him. And he says to the son, stay there, I'll be back in a minute. And because he doesn't tell his son what he's doing, obviously. And so he goes off to get like a couple of tacos from the truck. But at the same time, he's watching what's going on, and he's on the phone telling them. And while this cash truck is being robbed, his son is spotted by them, and he's asked to step out of the car, and they end up shooting and kill him.
Oh,
so this is why then he goes, like, in a sense, like undercover into the cash truck business as a security guard to find out who the bad guys were that robbed this truck, because his gang were going to rob the truck.
Right.
But a different gang robbed it. So now he's got his gang trying to find out who that gang was. And so at first you think he's the good guy. And although he is doing it for a good reason, he's not the good guy you think he is, you know?
Yeah.
It's a
twist on the good guy.
I just love that as a story. But then it's typical Guy Ritchie, gangster type film. You know?
Yeah. Is it set in London?
No, it's in LA.
It's in LA?
LA or something.
For
like
once?
that.
Yeah, because all these movies, I mean, it's a good thing.
Well, apparently
but,
it's the first time he's worked with, it's the fourth film he's done with Jason Statham.
Yeah.
But the first film he's done with Jason Statham since he did Revolver. I liked Revolver. A lot of people didn't like Revolver. I liked Revolver.
Oh, Revolver was good. Was Jason Statham also in Snatch and Lock, Stock as well?
Yeah.
He was in both, right? Yeah.
He's also got the
Great
movies. FBI agent, one of the FBI agents from Mindhunt.
Yeah,
Mindhunter.
Yeah, he's in.
The main teacher guy.
Yeah.
The big
he's
guy.
a great actor.
The big guy.
The big guy.
Yeah.
The big gun.
Was it Al Pacino or something like that? Is in it?
No, Post Malone's in it.
Post Malone. Who the fuck Post Malone?
He's a singer.
It annoys me that he's in it. It really annoys me.
He's too busy.
That
Run away, run away, run away. He should have done that.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, spoiler alert, the bad guy he's looking for isn't Post Malone.
No.
So just so stupid.
No,
why is he even in the cameo?
Even the gang who take the guys who do the bank heist, they're quite clever. And
There's a damn good there's a good shootout in that bank scene.
It's like the gang that robbed the truck have a mole in the firm that he goes to work for.
That little twist was good as well.
And that was a good twist. So you got to watch it.
Yeah, I want to see that.
And then, like I say, like I said, at the end of the film, there's this absolute massive shootout.
That's why you want to watch it. G4S Post Malone.
Yeah, massive shootout at the end. It's I liked it.
Who the hell is Post Malone? I don't know.
Post Malone's a singer.
He's got tattoos.
Never heard of him.
And the curly hair.
When you hear his songs, you know who he is.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
you recognise his
I
name.
thought some
sort of TikTok guy or something.
He sung "You're a Sunflower."
Oh, was it?
You're
Okay,
a
I should know that then. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's one of there's two singers in there. He's one of them anyway. Is that your number two, sir?
Yes.
My number two is Taken, which was June. You already mentioned it, so we'll go to the number ones. The number ones.
It's number one.
So, Big Gal, yours was
Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's already taken. Goku, what's yours?
Godzilla vs. Kong.
That's right. So, John, back to you. What's your number one?
My number one was. This is very controversial.
Oh.
It's
here we go.
Oh, for fuck's
Just fucking say it.
This guy, man.
the Bond film.
Oh,
Yes.
No, good
Yeah.
choice.
No Time to Die.
No Time to Die.
Okay, it's fair enough.
Why is it controversial?
John, good
Well,
choice.
because it should have come out in 20, but it came out in
21.
21.
But you put June in there. That should have come out in
Oh, well,
2010.
yeah.
So it's not really that controversial.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, let's talk about this, John. I think it was a good. Yeah, go on.
I think.
See,
it was
I thought it was a very good Bond film. It was the end of Daniel Craig's run as Bond.
Yep.
I know it's quite controversial at the end. What happened? I don't know whether to say anything because maybe some people still haven't seen it.
No,
Have you guys
spoiled.
seen it?
I've seen it.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Have you seen
But
it? We've seen it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone.
Should we say it then? Because
We can do a spoiler warning if you want.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
then.
let's do that.
Spoiler warning.
So anyone that doesn't want to know about the Bond film, just fast forward 5 minutes. Go.
Because obviously he gets killed at the end. But and that's why I think.
Yay!
It was quite. I thought it was quite emotional.
He had
emotional.
he couldn't give a shit about that movie. He just wanted to get paid, get it done.
No,
He was so
I
boring,
totally-
bland. I was just like, you know what, just fucking die already.
I disagree with him.
just get Idris Elba in. Let's get this over with.
No, for me, I thought that was quite emotional.
I totally disagree.
Daniel Craig lost his Bond since Skyfall. Spectre and the other one he did before that, or
They were
whatever it
all
was
good.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Just
All good.
they're all good. Well, they're all essentially good, but Casino Royale was his best.
Yeah.
After Skyfall, he just lost his mojo, and he was like Harrison Ford being Han Solo. He wanted out of the franchise. He doesn't want to be Bond anymore.
He's been done.
At the end of the day, he was contracted to, so he was like, "Well, you're gonna have to give me more money to do it." Hence why he got held back so much. And when he finally done it, COVID was there. And then when you watch it, it's just like, you can tell when an actor's really there. That's behind it all. It's behind that character. For me personally, I didn't get that from him this round.
So no, I did, but maybe not as much as the other films he did. Grant you that bit.
Yeah. So sorry, go carry on. It's your number one.
No, I did. I enjoyed the way the story went. I liked the little harkbacks to certain films, other films that he had done. I knew that obviously it was being his last film. I didn't expect them to kill him off. But
I'll be honest, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
I didn't think they were going to do that.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming. But
that.
I kind of get it because at the end of the day, his run as Bond has now come to an end. There's now, and I said this to Ant when we watched it. There's an opportunity now to turn Bond around.
Yeah, but it's not going to be a Bond, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, 007 is going to be there.
Yeah, but this is the thing. It's like they said in the film, 007 is just a number. And that was how they got... That was, to me, that was their get-out clause. So, although, Daniel Craig is now gone, he's not going to be Bond anymore, there will still be another 007.
So yes. Different name.
Like, different person, different name.
My James Elba.
But that's what I'm saying. It has to be, he's called James Bond, let's hire him.
You see, this is the thing. This is where... This is the controversial bit for me. Because he wasn't 007. He was 007 James Bond. You can't have another James Bond. So I don't get how...
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's like you could do an origin story and you could go right back, and because that's never been
done. That
it's not been done. It's not been done.
Origin stories.
That's what I'm saying. They can't do the whole James Bond number.
I know.
They can have a 007 film. So say argument's sake.
Yeah.
Idris Elba. So he'd be like, my name's Elba. Idris Elba. That's
I
what he's going to have to say.
he'd be
I can do it. I'm Idris Elba. Look, we're wasting time.
I think he would be a good
impression.
Bond. But it's like, but my mind's thinking, but how are they going to do it? Because he can't be James.
This is what I'm saying. I think they've shot him in the foot. But for me personally, I really like the ending because it was quite emotional. He doesn't actually get to spend time with his daughter actually when he finds out. And I thought, shit, and then the missiles are coming at him. I was like, oh man, this is actually quite.
Yeah, it was quite emotional ending.
And going back,
brought a tear to my eye when I watched it.
Yeah, same, 100%. Like I know you're saying he's not in it. Maybe not. Maybe he didn't have his charismatic in it. But I still, every time I see him, he's still, when he's got the guns and he's like doing all his movement, he's still got that.
Oh yeah,
from the
I think so.
Because I was watching it, I was like, okay, Ant said he's not in it, and maybe in like his charismatic way, whatever, he's lost that. But I still see the movements he does. Like some certain things he does is still like stylish as how he was in Casino Royale.
There's certain parts of that movie when he's like, if we don't if we don't 100%. Blow this place up, there'll be nothing left to save. He says, There's something about that line. The way Daniel Craig delivered it, I thought someone else could have done it better. Like, the way he says it, it's just like, if we don't do it, there'll be nothing left to save. It's just like, well, no, come on. If this is what's going to be the end of the world, you give something to it.
It's like a bit vulnerable.
There's a scene in a movie called Sum of All Fears. You ever seen that? It's a Ben Affleck movie where he plays Jack Ryan. There's a part where he says in that film where if you shut me out and shut me out of this place, you and your family will be dead in 35 seconds. I have this information. I need to get it out. But the way he delivers that line, that's something that I would do,
Okay.
Whereas Daniel Craig, I just felt like towards the end of the movie, he just, it felt like, come on, let's get this over with now. I want to get paid. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Another
I can see that.
The bit where...
Watch Sum of All Fears, by the way. It's a good movie.
I need to. The bad guy as well. Like you think something massive. People were moaning about. I thought
Rami Malek was underrated in this movie.
Absolutely
underutilized, big time.
Yeah,
that was another.
I'd like to find out in the next film that he got away.
Yeah,
but I don't know how they're going to do it. But I'd like to see that he got away and he rears.
He was quite manic. That mask,
because he was good, but it's like Ant said, he was totally underutilized.
Absolutely,
and it's such a shame.
Sorry,
but then it's like I liked Christoph Waltz's character. Blofeld. I loved him, and they've killed him off.
I really like the virus. Sorry, before the reason why he stays back because of the virus, even if he does escape. The virus will kill his family. The virus was really good. I forgot to mention that was quite a good idea.
Yeah. That was interesting.
Not bad for a movie that was released after a pandemic.
It's because it was coded, wasn't it? So he knew that if he didn't end it, it would kill his daughter. Yeah. So he gave his life. So I mean, my version of what Ant is saying, he feels he didn't put enough oomph into that last bit. I think he did, because he knew that I've got to give my life if I want to protect I've got to die.
Yeah.
I mean, so I can see where Anne's coming from as well. But for me, from the action sequence, I can still see he's still got the style.
He's got a style.
Maybe Anne's right from the acting wise. Maybe I see that.
I might like it a second time round, but I loved. I mean, when Quantum of Solace came out, I must have been the only person that really enjoyed that movie.
No, I liked it.
I really backed up Daniel Craig. I thought he was a fantastic Bond. But when it got to Spectre and onwards, which literally was the last two movies he did, Daniel Craig, there's a scene with him and Blofeld in Spectre. It's so boring. It's just like them just sitting there. And I swear it's just like improvised or something, because it doesn't even feel like they're acting. It's just so bad, and it's just like and this is where Daniel Craig was at the point where he didn't want to be Bond anymore. After Skyfall, he wanted out, full stop.
Yeah,
and this is where I just felt like that's let him down. He should have just kept that enthusiasm, kept it coming. Like I said, Time to Die has some good moments. Like the beginning's really good. Some of the part where they bring Vesper back into it, it's like a nice little touch to like.
That Latino world was pretty good. In that.
Yeah, she was. She needs to get her own movie, man, big time.
Definitely,
she was pretty good.
But I mean, it's an okay movie. I'm very surprised it's number one. Let's put it that way. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's your choice. We don't, we don't discriminate here.
I like a Bond movie.
Absolutely. This is it.
What did you think? Okay,
I was so hyped for the Bond film, because I do like.
You always are.
I like a Bond movie.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So when I knew it was obviously. It's on its way into this. I was like, I can't wait for it, And then it got delayed. I was for fuck's sake,
Yeah.
But then it finally come out, and I was like, so I enjoyed it. But I went into watching it as a Bond fan. Yeah. So I didn't go in to critic it, So
yeah. You see, Bond's also famous for like the car chases and stunts and stuff. What do you think of that? That was a really good car chase.
That was
all
where the motorbike.
All the elements of the Bond film were there.
Yeah, well done. Yeah,
so to me, I liked it. I got why they killed him off. The story tells you, obviously, like we just said,
The first time they killed off Bond as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what makes me think, what are they going to do next?
This is what I think. Okay, the whole 007 thing. So it's opening it up to different, a female. Because you can't have a female called James Bond. Maybe Jane Bond. I don't know.
It's just going to be 007, not James Bond. It won't be James Bond.
It won't be James Bond. It'll be 007 something.
It's just like what you said. They've set it up so that there's not going to be James Bonds no more. It'll just be 007.
007. Yeah, so it's future-proofed for different characters.
Because the film starts off with, obviously, he's retired.
Right.
And when eventually he has to go back, we find out there is already a 007, and it's the woman. And everyone had kicked off before. Said you can't have a Jane Bond. and that Barbara Broccoli, I think she's the daughter, isn't she? She owns the rights, and she has basically said there will never be a Jane Bond. Right. It's always going to be a man.
Sure.
And she has the rights, so it's up to her, and she's decided that it's not going to be.
They've got rid of James Bond, as in the man guy. Now the potential could be a female.
Well, no,
to potentially.
Hopefully there isn't, because I won't be watching it. I won't watch it if there is. But
that is sexist, dude.
Well, because James Bond has in the books is a man. He's misogynistic. He's chain smokes, drinks like
he's a man. He had a beard.
In the film, they had a female James Bond. Though.
Yes, but she wasn't. Yeah, but
she's a double A. She wasn't.
She was a double O.
She's double O.
This is what because when he comes back, there's a scene in it where.
You know the name, you know the number.
Where M basically turns around and says, right, 007, I need you to do such and such. And the two of them look at him. And she looks at Daniel Craig, and Daniel Craig looks at her. And then I think M says, I need you, James, to take over 007, blah, blah, blah. And then it says, remember, 007 is just a number. And that's never been said before. It's always been 007 James Bond.
Yeah.
Now they've actually said, right, 007 is a number. So it could be anybody.
They've opened it up.
But yeah, so my view now is the next, maybe we need to stop calling it a Bond film.
Yeah,
The 007 film.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
You go all day on that topic, really, couldn't you?
Yeah, go on.
You sure?
Yes. What's your number one?
So my number one.
Come on.
Right, so I'm going to get serious for a moment here because this is quite.
I've got to think now.
This is quite a depressing film, but it's good. My number one was obviously going to be Dune up until I saw this movie towards the very end of the year. So basically, I follow a lot of independent movie critics on TikTok, YouTube, other social media, whatnot. Every single one of them had put this in their top 5, if not number one. And it's a movie called Mass.
Oh, yes.
M.A.S.S.
Yeah.
And it's essentially 4 people in a room talking. That's all it is.
No way.
It's literally all it is.
My kind of film.
But what they talk about is just how could you talk about it? It's one of those films where if you put yourself in a situation, how would you talk about this? Now, I don't want to say what the subject's about because the more blind you go in this film, the more it's going to affect you.
It's on my list to watch. So.
But if you've got Sky Movies or Now Movies, Now TV Movies, it's on there.
TV?
Yeah, it's a Sky original movie.
Hang about, just 4 guys just talking about a topic.
So it's 2 couples, 2 men, 2 women, and they're talking about something. I don't want to say what it is because it's
quite deep.
It's quite deep and it's very emotional. This movie tests your emotions.
Wow.
All right. So if you don't come out of this film feeling something, you don't have a soul. Full stop. You literally don't, because there is so much to this film. It's so serious. It's like the whole movie starts in a church and they go at the back of this room, like a little community hall thing they have in the back of this church. And it's a lawyer and this woman who owns the church just setting up this room. 2 chairs, another 2 chairs, table. Oh, you can't have that there. What they're going to talk about. You can't have this here. You can't have that there. Box of tissues go here. Set this up here and there. Blah, blah, blah. Don't set any food up. They won't be eating. Rah, rah, rah. It's like the whole beginning of this film. You're like, what are they going to talk about? What is it they can... Why is this so serious? Why do we need to have this meeting? So when we get in there and the characters introduce themselves, you're in for a ride. And it's like, there's only a 2-hour movie and it's literally just 4 people talking.
Damn.
And I swear to God, every part of it, it's like, it's awkward to start off with because you know something's going to come up. You know something is going to be...
like a touchy subject?
Very.
Okay.
So just the way it's shot... and the way it moves you in slowly and gradually, and all of a sudden it hits. Someone mentions something, and then you go, oh, fuck, this is what we're going to talk about now.
Wow.
So, again, this is how it puts you into that situation. How would you say that to this person? How could you do this to that person? Because in reality, it would be a whole lot different if it was me. Let's put it that way.
Wow.
And it is so effective to you. And it's like we're talking about all these massive, all these Spider-Man, all these, you know, gods of dogs and all that sort of stuff, and King Kongs versus things. And my movie is literally just like us now. We're 4 people in a room just chatting away. And it's like when that movie ended, it's like, how the fuck did this? Where did that 2 hours go?
Yeah.
You know,
so engaged.
My wife, I watched it a second time last night with me and my wife because I've always recommended to her watch it.
Yeah.
Dead silence throughout the whole film. At some point, my wife even just looks at her phone and like just checks. Didn't check it once. Just hooked straight away. It's a bit of a slow burn at the start, but like I said, as soon as you get people talking, and then when there are parts where there's a couple of times where it hits you and it hits like this.
Yeah.
Good God, it's so effective.
Wow.
I want to see it.
And it's like I'm probably hyping this up too much, but. You're like at the start of this, you're trying to piece together what they're going to talk about. Okay. What is this conversation, this meeting in a mass room, all going to be about?
Where's it going?
So is it a couple?
Yeah,
2 couples. The other couple know something, or
well, don't try and figure it out because it will ruin your experience. Like I said, the more blind you go in this film,
was it Mass?
Mass, M.A.S.S. It's on Sky.
at
the moment.
I'm waiting for it to come on Prime or Netflix.
I thought it was the Lamb film you were going to say.
No, that was in the honourable mentions.
Yeah, that's good.
I highly recommend. And do you know what? Have you ever seen a movie called Cabin in the Woods?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So the stoner in that film, who hits his eyes with a go. He made this film. This is his first movie.
Oh,
and it's like, I would never have thought someone like him made this film.
Wow.
It's his directorial debut.
Yeah. And it's incredible. Jason Isaacs, one of the guys, he plays Malfoy's dad in Harry Potter.
Right,
He's one of the dads.
It's a British movie, isn't it?
No, it's an American film, but he's a British actor.
Okay. Sure.
There's a couple other people that you'll recognise from it. A couple of others are from TV shows and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of those films I would highly recommend. It's not an easy watch.
No.
By all means, it's not. But it's one of those films you just have to say you've watched, and you know, it probably won't be in your top 5, whatever. Just to say you've seen it is more than enough for me to just. I'm absolutely gutted that this.
I want to see it, but it's not on any streaming platform.
This is. I'm absolutely gutted that the Academy Award has completely swept by this because every single actor in that, all 4 of them, give the best performances I've ever seen for this situation they're put in.
Right.
I'm like watching real TV. I wouldn't even thought this was acting at some point. And how they did this movie is just incredible. And it just hit me on an emotional level. And I'm so glad I got to see it before the end of the year and put it in my top 5. Because, again, no one knows of this film. I only knew it because other critics recommended it. And I wouldn't have known about it to this day. Probably June would still be number 1. I'm not saying June was a bad movie or anything.
No, sure.
But I think I am hyping it a bit too much. But please, I implore you, just give it a go and see what you think. It might be something you have to be in a certain mood for, but I honestly, you will not be disappointed. You do get a sort of sudden relief at the end as well, but just the ride of this conversation, and it plays in your mind because I go back and think, would I have responded like that? Would I have done this like that?
Yeah.
It's just...
That's amazing. It's one of those movies that you can watch and we can all get together, right? And we can talk about it.
Yeah,
like, essentially.
Please,
right?
Or just watch it around here one night. Come and have a movie night and watch it.
Yeah.
Save it for commentary corner.
I'd be game for that
if you want. Well, if you want to, I don't think Big J won't watch it, but
I might pop around and watch it with you one night.
Because
I want to, because it's not on any platform.
That's actually a good idea, and we'll all go in blind watching it.
Yeah, don't watch any trailers or anything. Just literally. Go in, I said you'll have a better experience. I mean, the issue is my wife watched it, but my dad let it out what the subject was, so she knew it was coming.
Right.
And that's sort of like, so when she watched it, it's like, it's okay. But it's like, if you don't know what the subject's about,
then it's good.
Then it's way better. And then you're like, oh shit, this is what we're going to be talking about. This is how are we going to approach this subject now.
Very interesting.
So yeah, I would just give it a go.
Yeah, definitely.
Give it a go.
It's amazing.
4 people talking. My number 1. So does anyone want to do any honourable mentions at all?
Yeah, I got some.
Yeah, go on,
1 second, if I can get it up.
You dick. Yeah. Sorry, we got all serious on my number 1. Sorry about that. Let's bring the comedy back.
Mortal Kombat, Army of Thieves,
Quiet
Place 2, The Guilty, St. Mud, Red Notice, Jungle Cruise.
St. Maud. Great watch.
Jungle Cruise.
Yeah. Jungle Cruise.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was
fun.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Luca, have you guys seen Luca? These old Pixar movies.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
I still haven't seen that. Is it good?
That is so good.
Is it good? Yeah.
Watch it with the girls.
Okay.
Really good. Also, another one to watch with the girls, Encanto.
No, I fucking hate that film. I hate that film. What a piece of shit.
Oh my God. I mean, it was good.
Yeah, I hated that film.
Oh my God.
Sorry. Yeah, I really hated it.
Seriously, you didn't like it?
The music's good, don't get me wrong, but
the music was good.
No, I just no. We'll talk about that another time. We can do a specific episode like we did with Last of Us or something.
The 5 worst movies of all time or something. Yeah.
No, but okay. Still, your choice.
Yeah.
John, anything else? Any?
No, not really. I think G's mentioned a few of them. So.
Okay, so mine are. So, did anyone watch Another Round with Mads Mikkelsen? Yeah, Another Round.
And I was going to put that on my list.
Yeah, Another Round's good.
That
What's
was,
that
can I just say, one of the best movies. I'm
it your
gutted. I didn't put it. Did it come out last year? Or was it the year before?
So it come out in his country last year, but we got it this year. So it come out in 2020 there. We got it 2021.
Can I tell you, Anne, that would have been in my number 2 because that was on my list and I checked it today at work and it was okay because it came out in Copenhagen, in Denmark in 2020, but it came out in 2021. That movie.
Have you not seen it, Big Girl?
Oh, you know what? I've told Gal to watch it.
It's on Sky or Now TV.
Watch it.
Yes, I
I told him last time to watch it. He hasn't watched it yet.
Riders of Justice. Have you seen that?
No.
Mads Mikkelsen again.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's good.
He's so sick.
So Lamb.
Yeah,
so me and John watched Lamb,
and
it being the movie it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I got to the end, I was like, I kind of wanted more out of it.
Yes,
right.
The way it ends, it just like, is that it? It's like,
is it a good watch or is it something?
It's interesting.
It's a slow burn.
Okay,
it's interesting. It's like, for what it is, you still want to watch, but like I said, by the end. Yeah, I looked at John. I was like, I kind of want more. Yeah, I want a better ending now. I
expected
want something
another
out of it. Yeah. So that's on there. Antlers.
Yes, Antlers. Yeah, very good.
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I haven't seen
Last Night in Soho. Suicide Squad. No one mentioned that at all.
Come on.
Tomorrow War we got mentioned. Kingsman. Halloween Kills.
Yeah. Kingsman is good.
One big honourable mention. Sorry, this was so going to go in my top 10. But I didn't see it till very well. Actually, I did see it last year, but it's kind of in my 6 to 10. And it's a movie called it's a comedy called 8-Bit Christmas. Did anyone hear this at all?
I saw that. It's on Now TV.
Yeah. 8-Bit Christmas. So good.
Amazing. How did not many people know of that?
It just ran out last minute again, doesn't it?
Was it like a Christmas film?
Yeah, so 8-Bit Christmas was essentially set back in 1987 when every child wanted a Nintendo entertainment system for Christmas. Now, the reason I love this movie so much is because I literally was that kid in that time, and I cannot imagine the amount of hell I put my parents through to get one of these things. Again, no internet, no Amazon back then. My parents had to get in these queues and had to stay outside of these toy shops at midnight to get stock and whatnot. And the thing I love about this film, and I'm going to spoil it, I don't give a shit, but the thing I love about this film is that this kid begs for this and he tries everything. He tries to save pocket money, he tries to get a job, he tries to do everything, doesn't get it. And his dad's like, I don't see why you need this in your life. You know, what is so important about this gaming console? He's like, Dad, it's the biggest thing ever. So anyway, Christmas comes along and he doesn't get it. And he doesn't get it in the end. But his dad builds him a tree house. And he says, look, this is your Christmas gift here. And what happens is that he has more memories of happiness in his life living and playing in this tree house than he would have done on a games console.
Exactly.
And he gets all these photos and he has all these memories about his kids, whatnot, with his mates. And then at the very end of the movie, he grows up and you find out his dad dies. And you find out at the very end, even though he eventually got a Nintendo Entertainment System, he said he would never trade any of that for years of playing in that treehouse, actually physically going out, playing with friends and things. And that was such a touching ending. It was an ending I did not imagine would happen. At the time, I had one of these. I was living in a flat at the time, so I couldn't get a treehouse. I never got it or anything at the time. But it just, do you know what? If I was that kid back then, I probably would have loved my dad to build something like that for me and love and appreciate that more than, me buying all these gaming consoles now. I do now, sort of thing. Yeah. And I'm kind of gutted I don't have those sort of memories, of having a treehouse or anything like that. But I just thought it was just so touching. It's like you wanted, throughout this whole movie, you wanted this kid to have this gaming console. You are with him for the ride. Just like, come on, mate, you can do this. But then when his dad's like, actually, this is your present, you're kind of like, oh, that's so much sweeter and comes out so much nicer in the end.
It's so wholesome, isn't it?
Like, for a comedy, it's such a touching moment,
But and do you feel like even finishing that, it made me think about how, now, even for Christmas, right, because Christmas movie, how we're expecting games and consoles.
Yeah.
And it's like the little things like that makes it so wholesome for a child, and that's what made it really,
we've lost touch with it all. It's like,
yes,
it's all about family.
Yeah.
It always was. Always was.
Yeah. I keep saying this, I say it to my daughter, it's so Christmas and every other time of the year, it's so commercialized. All they want is your money.
Absolutely.
Which is fine, but at the end of the day, business is a business. It's got to earn money. But it's like, because like you said, the subject in the film tells you that the biggest console of the day isn't what's going to give you the memories.
Yeah, it's just a brief moment in time, isn't it?
It's like there's the whole point is you gather, and your whole family comes together, right? Yeah. That's it. If you're not doing that, then
if you're locked away in a room looking at a TV screen playing your video
but as
games,
kids would,
not that there's anything wrong with
kids would do
that,
though, and as we were kids and as we still do, but we still you still need to value what's important.
Exactly.
I want to watch that film. Like the fact
that Christmas,
the fact that his dad went to the trouble of building the treehouse for him.
Sorry, I kind of spoiled it for you, but
it doesn't matter.
But again, if you ever want to come around and watch it, it's on Sky. We can do a double that and Mass at the same time.
Could do, because I don't have Sky.
Or another round. Another round's good. You need to watch that.
Another round.
One that you didn't mention. I think you watched Old.
Old.
Yeah, I'm surprised none of you two had Fast 9 in yours.
I thought he was going to say it.
Old. Damn, how did I forget about that?
So that was another one we saw at Cinema, John.
We saw
That was
Old,
an interesting movie.
Yeah.
Interesting. I love the way when people say that. It's basically shit.
It was badly acted.
It's like M. Night in it.
It was a good idea, but the acting was so bad.
The twist at the end.
Old, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Old.
Some of the acting was like,
M.
I was just like, what? It's just
I know.
way off.
Yeah. I think he does it on purpose now to make shit movies.
I don't know.
I wouldn't say it's shit, but I think it's so much could have been.
Yeah, it had potential.
Oh god, the subject.
Again, the subject's always great, but how it delivers is a bit different. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and one more quickly thrown.
Yeah, go for it.
Recently saw it did come out last year, and you just saw it now. Disappearance, the one with Sandra Bullock, is that what it's called?
The
where
Netflix
she comes
one.
out of prison and stuff.
But no, Forgettable or Forgivable, something like that?
Unforgettable. Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it. No.
That again is such an emotional movie. It's really, really good. Like she comes out of prison, and there's a reason why she goes into prison, and it's all about that connection with your daughter. That's why you guys have to watch it, and it's emotional because I've had a lot of parents who've watched it. In fact, the dispensers I worked with were all mums, and they were like, we were in tears watching this movie. And she plays, she's so good, like as an actress, like she literally plays like someone's come out of prison and she's an addict and stuff like that, and she's got like a scrawny looking face, like real time, like method acting. Like she really like, lost a lot of weight for this movie, but it's not. It's the story behind it, and at the end of it. It's really It's kind of like, oh my god, like you just want to hug on to someone close.
Yeah, really I think my wife started watching it, so she left me out on that. So I'll have to catch up and watch it again.
Yeah, that's a good watch.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to honorable mentions? If not, we'll end it there.
Yeah.
First episode wrapped up.
The first one of 2022. Many more to come, guys. We've got another 29 to go.
And fuck Dave, he's at work.
Yeah.
What a loser. Anyway, we'll
unblock me, the loser.
We'll end it there, guys.
Oh, not block me, sorry.
So, guys, if you enjoyed what you listened to, follow us on Facebook at the M.T.V.B Podcast, on Instagram at M.T.V.B Podcast, or on TikTok at M.T.V Podcast 197, or on Twitter at M.T.V Podcast 1. So, in the meantime, guys, this is Ant-Man signing off along with
JK47.
Go cool.
AK Grey Fox Scout.
And just a reminder, guys, there is no I in Justice League. Good night.